kills, but his net worth, despite like the tower disadvantage, you know, they only have 1. It has not lagged that far behind whatsoever. He is still above the Nature's Prophet, so he's just going to give you aura, right? And you get a free, what was it? Last time we used Gloves of Haste. He's going to give him 4 Gloves of Haste. That's 2,000 gold, dude. But it is going to be a Roshan like we discussed.
But can this lineup even win late game? Like, they're behind 7,000 net worth right now against the Brood lineup.
Austin, hush. We don't
we don't talk about that.
It's like, you know, we're like parents that are fighting or something. We don't let our audience, our kids, like, we don't let them know that this game is probably over.
It's already over.
But we just gotta.
But it's an exciting game, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8-6 at 8,000 net worth lead by Liquid right now. But who knows? Evil Geniuses can make the greatest comeback.
Who knows? Not me.
We all thought that EG versus eHome was over. eHome was dominating that game, so who knows? EG can make another sick comeback like that.
Liquid is going to go for the high ground right now. Very unpredicted with this Aegis Morphling as...
Arrow coming in. Look at that. S4 actually kills the spiders, so the arrow can come in and actually nail Matumba Man. He has the Maledict on him. Fortunately, there's going to be the Winter's Curse. Matumba Man pops his BKB, but he can't actually lifesteal off of this Centaur because he's invulnerable right now. Now the Stampede goes down. Matumba Man heals a little bit. GH is going to die underneath all of this. A really great death ward in the back lines. S4 stays alive, but unfortunately for Sumail, he gets popped by that Wrath of Nature. Arteezy is unable to save that top tier 3 as well. That was actually, I legit think this was a dream engagement for EG, and they're still going to lose it pretty heavily here. Unless Miracle somehow dies, he's overextended himself. He's going to die once here for sure.
He doesn't have Manta up on the way.
He doesn't have Manta, but they don't have Silences? I don't think either Silence is up right now. They do have the Spirit Vessel, though. That's going to be very important. Miracle is able to get the other side of the cliff, though. Matumba Man does the same, thanks to the webs. S4 has his blink up, though. He's going to be able to catch Matumba Man.
He doesn't have BKB right now, and this is going to force him to backpedal at least a little bit, but he pops the ult. They're just trying to kite right now. Do not underestimate the damage that this puck puts out.
They really want to be able to just lure Liquid back into another bad engagement, but as it is, Liquid are disciplined enough.
Shrines are up. Shrines are up. Just get back, get Shrines. I think part of the problem right now for Liquid is, if they have any problems, is that Mind Control decided to go for this Hand of Midas build. And so he doesn't actually have any items that allow him to engage right now. Like, your Nature's Prophet right now is Treants. That is his contribution in these engagements.
Yeah, they don't even... Do they have a Vlad's? It looks like he has the Ring of Bacillus, but isn't completing the Vlad's.
Yeah, he's in
Nobody
fact
on the team has it.
The Orchid. I think the Orchid is sick this game. Like, it forces a lot of different heroes to kind of be useless.
Matumba Man spotted by the arrow, but not going to be hit by it. Instead, going to be able to grab GH here.
It actually hits GH. The flyby. Oh, don't feed away Broodlings. I don't love this. I don't like that.
You know, somehow, like, I've watched Evil Geniuses, like, get kills and
They've got
stuff,
another kill.
They are going to be able to get Mind Control here.
This is how you start the comeback.
But Blitz, how have I watched these kills happen? And I've seen Liquid's net worth lead go from 8,000 to 9,000, 10,000. It's still a 9K. Like, even when they're getting their pickoffs, they're still losing on net worth.
The important part is that I'm not sure. I mean, the majority of it comes from the fact that the Brood just, like, everyone's still farming.
Yeah.
So when they do die, they've already built up their lead a little bit. They took the Shrines, to be fair.
Yeah.
But if you're EG, like, this is... If there is a comeback in the works, this is how you do it. You just, like, chip away the lead. I think going for a straight 5-on-5 fight right now is still quite scary for them.
And we should say that, TP in. They're going to try and go for Arteezy. Arteezy desperately needs help. He cannot afford a pick off here as he's already a little bit low on net worth. He's going to go for the TP out. They don't have a disable, apparently. Oh, they do. Winter's Curse is up. Arrow actually not going to land on Mind Control. Evil Genius is going to try and come back in and see if they can bail out Arteezy, but he's dead to the Broodmother. They have the Maledict.
Looks like an okay fight.
A lot of burst damage onto this Broodmother. There is going to be that Cold Embrace, but the magic damage is going to cut him down anyway. They do have the cast bouncing over onto Miracle. GH goes into the back line, finds the big hit onto both of Mirana as well as the Witch Doctor. Jump forward from Miracle, turning into Mirana, trying to get some damage onto Crit. Crit managed to dodge a little bit, but the waveform should be enough to finish him off now. Sumail knows he can't take a man fight against Miracle either. S4, it's a stun onto GH. The arrow isn't up from Sumail. They don't have a chain stun for him, so we will be able to burrow strike back. But S4 continues to chase, blinking forward, getting more damage on him. They spot GH one more time, get the Spirit Vessel. He will fall. 3 dead on the side of Liquid. Evil Geniuses, though, did have to buy back, and somehow Mind Control found a courier At bottom lane? What's it doing down there?
I don't know, but he got a courier plus they forced 3 buybacks. And that fight kind of looked okay for EG to start. They killed Matama Man. They had to use so much to kill Arteezy. But where it really turned around was GH coming up over the top. Even we didn't see him, nor did JJ. Coming out of nowhere, hitting that epicenter on 2 in the back line. And that's what we love about the Sand King in this game. That point stun against heroes like that Mirana makes it really hard for her to play. But Matama Man still, I mean, at least his farm progression has been slowed down like crazy. Because we've seen him with this BKB. He hasn't really picked up anything aside from the Hyperstone in the last, like, 6 minutes. Because he had this BKB when they went for the Roshan. So their game has been slowed down quite a bit.
And I like this choice from Crit going for the Aghanims next on the puck. Just no Blink Dagger whatsoever. And Aghanims would do so much for them when it comes to kiting that Broodmother.
They just need to be able to lock people in place. And this BKB Brood, it would hamper her game quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's all about right now saving Arteezy and trying to keep him alive because we do see he does last for quite a bit with this Hurricane Pike. It's just he needs more items at this point. Like he needs more and more and more. Doesn't quite have enough. As you see Crit at bottom, this is a cool move. He's just walking around trying to break smokes. As Liquid is smoking, but they're smoking to the Shrine area to just get a little bit more gold to their lead. And I mean, Liquid have played this game very well. I mean, they've been very formulaic and systematic about how they've done things.
Yeah.
Just like very clean. Let's go from here to here to here.
The only time the game's gotten like ever messy for them was, I think, pushing high ground. And pushing high ground is just naturally a messy game in and of itself. It's hard to make no mistakes.
I think both teams are playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Like I think EG's playing pretty well considering the circumstances of having to move their mid laner to the off lane. And
I am impressed they haven't lost yet.
Yeah. I thought this game would be.
Basically, that is impressive that they haven't lost a lane of Rax, only a tier 3.
If Liquid wins this game, though, it's going to do so much for them because now you're adding another look. It's like what we said about introducing the meta, like setting things. If Liquid's like, oh, by the way, guys, you have to worry about Brood again. Like, we're going to do that to you.
Yeah.
We have no qualms about it.
And it's a great answer to the Drow Ranger meta.
Yeah, this is
currently happening.
This is going to introduce a new wrinkle. Whereas if EG beats it, it'll show all the other teams, like, they can bleed.
13-12. Even game in kills, but not so much in net worth. It's currently sitting 11,000. The Broodmother way ahead of everybody else. It's actually, and I think that's a big part of the problem, right? It's S4 still top of the net worth for Evil Geniuses. Not the Drow Ranger, not the Mirana, not any of the heroes that can actually scale as good right clickers. It's the melee initiator.
I don't mind that though. I actually see like some small way for them to win this game, and it's off the back of the Centaur just being unkillable. Because if you look at the damage, it's not that scary from Liquid. Like once you get past the Broodmother curve and you just get a bunch of armor items, I think it's actually all right.
Between the Moonlight Shadow and the Drow Ranger aura that you keep on popping, they're doing a good job of split pushing and just buying themselves more time to be able to farm up. You could see the Moonlight Shadow. They're trying to use it here to cut another creep wave. Mind Control sticks with it to make sure the Siege Wagon will pass by.
Dude, of course they're good at that. Like they come from the region where killing creeps is #1. Let me say, NA. I've lived in every region. I was in C for Zephyr for over a year. I was in Europe for 2 years when we worked to join Dota. I've played in NA. I used to play to China as well when I was in Korea. And let me say, like NA hits creeps like it's like a job. Like you get paid for that. At the end of the day, they have those like guys that like play WoW to farm gold. Well, we do that for free. We'll hit those creeps for you free of charge. Let me tell you, you don't got to pay me.
You had 500 CS. You got minus 25 MMR, but ignore that part.
Yeah, you don't have to tell Jaimari that he's got to hit creeps for 40 minutes. Like he's going to do that.
S4 is going to be spotted here. Shiva is trying to go on Mataba Man, but a fast BKB goes out. Now the Stampede to retreat. That is a good use of
They need to disengage off the BKB.
This BKB.
The arrow.
Ooh, slide up. It actually nails the Morphling. But he's already morphed into strength, and Evil Geniuses do not feel comfortable going into that high ground.
There was no
matter
way.
how tempting
It was a DD
arrow
morph.
stun that
was a DD morph. You're not fighting him. It was hype, though. I didn't actually... That arrow missed every intended target. But they want to fight now. There's no BKB on the Brood.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is actually the best possible time EG is going to get to actually get maybe like a decent fight off.
Oh,
this
but
Liquid.
look at that. The double damage is going to wear off. That is, thankfully for Evil Geniuses, they still have a small window where they can get
They gotta
into
go
the
now.
pit. They need to be able to get that orb inside and jump, but unfortunately, that is too late.
It's time to
They
get
are
out.
already onto Miracle. They do land the arrow onto Mind Control, but Evil Geniuses, especially without having Stampede, they don't want to get close to Liquid right now. They know they do not have that great disengage tool.
That was such a cool move by Liquid. They just moved as a wave towards that Roshan, and I think that's what hurt EG right there, is they didn't anticipate the speed of which like Liquid got there. And I think they thought they probably had another 5-10 seconds, but I mean, Brood NP plus Morph is going to take Roshan really quick. And Liquid did not hesitate walking into that pit.
GH does manage to get the Burrow Strike
Oh,
right here.
he
The
TP's into
TP
the
out.
arrow.
Oh, he TP'd into the arrow. Oh, no. They're going to go for the fast kill, but there is Miracle
Is
here.
this fast?
Bam! He just takes out Sumail. The Moonlight Shadow will help Arteezy get away. They thought they had laid a trap for Mind Control, but that's the thing. Liquid know they're ahead. They're going to play this 5-man style as much as possible, even when you think you have a pick-off. There's so many heroes of Liquid behind that one.
I mean, what saved that was the
Oh,
King
Fly,
Crimson.
no!
Fly don't care.
They're going to be able to catch him with the coil, force out a BKB. They will. That is now 6-second BKB for Matamba.
And it's always scary going high ground with Brood with low BKB charges. But yeah, what saved him right there was the Crimson Guard from GH. Like GH being as farmed as he is, and this really smart item choice, going for the Crimson Guard, made it so that, I mean, normally he would die in 4 hits there.
Yeah.
But really nice arrow anyways. Like, the timing of it was fantastic. There was literally no time for Mind Control to pop his BKB.
S4 dares to jump outside the pit. He's got 3,000 HP with the Shivas, so I don't blame him for thinking about that. And they've got to get an initiation, otherwise they're just going to get their buildings chipped away by Broodmother and Morphlings. So
they're going to wait for all their heroes to be up 10 seconds.
S4's got to be careful, though. Oh, the Burrow Strike misses, and now the silence on a Miracle. He's going to pop the Manta, goes for the one shot onto S4. He is dead. He doesn't actually have buyback. That is real troublesome for Evil Geniuses. You said in order to win this game, it's going to be a large part on the back of this Centaur. And now, if Liquid just dare to keep going, they may be able to take 2 or 3 lanes of racks with this full minute of the Centaur gone.
Yeah, they're being tentative right now because they think that there's a good chance that S4 has buyback, but they'd be wrong.
Paralyzing Cast going to bounce around, does nail back to Matumba Man here. Big nukes, not going to be enough to kill the Witch Doctor. Now they get the coil out. Matumba Man does have his BKB, and he's going to pop it. His GH hits a beautiful Burrow Strike. He doesn't manage to get off the epicenter, though, but still, Crit is dead, and Diffuser Blade slowing down Sumail while he goes for Arteezy. Moonlight Shadow's going to go out. Evil Geniuses, with only 3 alive, have to poke and prod at Liquid and somehow stop them from getting off these Raxes, but also not die to the initiation as
Nice
GH
cast.
finds another jump for Arteezy. They're going to finish up this mid lane of Rax. 20 seconds now for the Centaur, but still a full minute for the Puck, and they need that Dream Coil pretty badly, and look how fast Miracle does take down these buildings. Evil Geniuses just seemingly do not have a response here. That is going to be Megas, and that is going to be Evil Geniuses calling it here. A valiant effort by the North American team to stretch this game out, but to be honest, it just looked over from the draft.
Oh, yeah, it was.
The way the lanes were set up, we were trying to, give a little hope to keep the commentary interesting, but boy, this couldn't have been a more one-sided game.
I would have been comfortable calling this after that rotation that Sumail made top.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I was like, I think the game's actually just done, but do you think we hit it from the kids well? We did it okay.
There's going to be a little psychological scarring. They'll have to go to a little therapy, but I don't think it'll be too bad.
I think everybody, once that Brood pick happened and you saw RMN like just grinning from ear to ear, I was like, yeah, this game, this is going to look real one-sided real quick. The best part about this game was the unintentional arrows. That Sumail would shoot at one target and somehow it hit another.
Yeah.
I love that. I love watching that. That was a positive for me if I was had to build one. I'm
had to
reaching
find
for
something
straws
to
right
be
now.
positive about.
Yeah, we're at...
Hey, that is just game 1, though. That's why Dota's a best-of-3 game, because the draft can be all-important. Team Liquid very smartly pull out the Broodmother and easily secure themselves game 1. We'll see what happens in game 2 as we're going to go back to the panel to break it all down.
Welcome back to the MDL Disneyland Paris Major, here with our wonderful panel after that first game. Gentlemen, I think you had to call that one correctly there. That Broodmother went a little bit ham at that game.
Matu's Brood is pretty damn good. It was a pretty damn good Brood game, and EG had no response. I mean, the lane, the center mid was the right idea, did what we kind of talked about. He might do get the double stout shield, holds his own, he farms, but Brood farms faster, Brood takes over the map. He even lost his tier 1 tower like really early on.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't matter.
There's something to be said for having a good Broodmother player on your team and having a Drow Ranger on your team and not banning out the Broodmother. So I think this was Liquid on, I don't know, maybe it was just something forgetful from the side of EG not to ban out the Broodmother. But like we had noted on the draft and like Blitz had mentioned, our man was all smiles whenever he saw that Monkey King was the last ban and he knew that he had a free reign of a Broodmother pick.
I think we were watching the game with Grand, and he said it best. Feels real bad when you guys are just standing as 4 because there's nothing to do on the high ground as they push towards you with a Brood. I mean, we could go ahead and take a look at this game here, and look at how much damage this man is doing with those little spiders. They're scary. Look at that, boys.
Yeah, Marana was not ready.
He had a lot of kills just with the medallion plus Spiderlings. His hero is like half a screen away, and he's killing the poor Witch Doctor, the Marana. Drow comes to the lane, has to run away. There's just too many heroes the Brood was good against. Even the Puck was kind of underleveled as a support. The Puck died to the Brood Spiders mid at level 4. It was never a case that any of the heroes could really stop the Brood from running them over.
Yeah, I liked how Crit was like, I'm not even going to get Phase Shift. I just need to get rid of these Spiderlings. Maxed out his Waning Rift and Illusory Orb to think that he could nuke it down, but in the end, it just there's very few solutions that you could have to a draft like this.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I mean, this is more like an Australian spider. This is a spider I've never even seen before.
Dude, did you see that Firefly Broodmother?
I did. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's the mama of the mamas, the grandma spider.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. But, gents, there's not too much you can learn from this game, right? I mean, I think we were all...
There is, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Remember to ban Broodmother.
That's it.
That's the lesson here. EG will probably never get 10th pick brooded when they have no brood answers, in this tournament at least, again. It's happened once, it won't happen again.
Yeah, and then I think on the side of Liquid, they learned that there are ways that you can deal with a first pick Drow Ranger.
Yes,
There
but
is
did
a way that
they
you can deal with
learn that? Like, what happens if you don't have the brood? Do they have the Drow answers without the brood?
That's fair.
That's maybe the question.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, if
I mean, they picked all the way up to the last pick was until the Broodmother. So what were they going to do if the Brood got banned?
Exactly. They must have felt confident they could beat it without the brood because there was a legit chance EG last banned brood there.
Exactly.
So they must have felt confident in whatever their plan B was. Maybe it was the Monkey King. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think still it was a risky thing to be able to give them the Nature's Prophet as well. I mean, we are seeing this that more and more it's more about taking buildings than taking fights in this major from what I've seen. So I would be very surprised if they allowed that Nature's Prophet to get through again. Did you think that hero had really any impact on that game, or was it all the Brood show?
It wasn't entirely critical this game. Even he ended up building a Midas because he was just like, hey, you guys don't really need me right now, right? I'll worry about late game. You know, if the Broodmother drops the ball, then you leave it to me. And the only reason that I would think is because, like we had said in the draft, you could give it to Kuro or Mind Control. This time they gave it to Mind Control.
His impact was the tempo, though, and also the fact you could give the Sand King a lane. Like, Sand King got a blink way before the Puck had any items because as soon as Mind Control just had, Phase Boots wand, he was being Mind. He just had Phase Wands, he'd TP to the lanes. He'd join up with Morphling. They took all these Tier 1 towers, like, in 15 minutes. So Liquid had complete map control, and I don't think there's really any other hero other than Nature's Prophet that allows you to push that many towers that quickly from a 3-position roll.
Yeah.
And God, you said it. If you want to see how well EG's doing, all you have to do is look at Arteezy. And from that score, not looking too well that game. I did say to you guys, 17-0 Arteezy on AM, but guess what? What do you think Miracle's score was earlier in this tournament on AM?
22-0.
No.
Oh.
18.
Oh, wow.
He one-upped him.
He one-upped him.
And won.
But one down then.
Technically the same. One more kill, one more death, huh? Not really, though. But
Depends
what
how
I'm
you win
saying
math.
is,
Yeah, you do some subtraction, it works.
mathematically, they are nearly even players.
Sure. I can see it.
Thank you so much. But, gentlemen, so first game, maybe not a fluke, but certainly not the kind of level that we were hoping to see. The real back and forth from these two teams. Any chance we're going to see a 2-0? I'm very highly expecting a Game 3 in this series.
More than the back and forth in the game, it's about the back and forth in the draft, I think, for these two teams.
I see.
I mean, that was very much a draft win. I can't imagine EG felt great about how they ended up with this Mirana pick and then the Brood response. Maybe if it's on a Brood, it's a standard draft, the Mirana can work, but it's just it's never your first pick of like, you know, it's not last pick of the draft, it's your ninth pick. It's the ninth pick, but their last pick. You don't feel good about like a gotcha Mirana. There's no surprise factor to that hero coming out.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a gotcha Mirana? Oh, here she is.
It's like a decent-ish, okay mid. Like it has a place in the meta, but it doesn't do enough. It's unreliable. Like you think of like if Sumail's playing like the puck there, I just feel like he can have an impact on the game, moving around the map. You've got to you can set up yourself or your team for kills. When you're playing Mirana, you're relying on someone else to set up your arrow or just hit a great arrow. He killed the Morphling once bottom, and when that happened, I'm like, this game was completely lost until that happened, and then maybe now EG have like a 10-20% chance because of that sick Sumail arrow. But you can't rely on arrows to win you the game.
I agree. Back in the day when Mirana was big, she always had these setup heroes. She'd be with a Bane, maybe even a Kunkka, somebody to really make
Shadow
sure.
Demon was
Shadow
another one.
Demon
Yeah,
was a huge one. And now it's like people just put all this pressure on Mirana. It's stressful for her, you know? Fun fact, did you know that cat people, the reason people become cat ladies and stuff is because cats actually release a pheromone in their litter box that changes the chemistry of your brain.
I've heard about this. So and the more cats you have, the crazier you get too.
Yeah, you actually, it's almost like they turn you into a zombie. You like care more about the cats than your own safety and health.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm a pug person. All they care about is food.
And being able to breathe properly.
That's correct. So, you know, when the people like make fun of you for not liking cats, that's not them talking, that's the cats talking. Just like Mirana. Maybe they're cat people. Maybe that's why they picked Mirana. They went a little crazy, you know?
She has too many cosmetics. That's the problem. Too many cats inside that entire, like, I don't even know. Where does she live?
Her warehouse of
The warehouse of cats. I'll take this one today. I'll take the bunny today. Bunny cat.
That must be an interesting experience for the heroes when they decide which creature to release from the zoo. I think I'll take the rabbit.
Give me the owl cat, please.
Yes, that should do it. So, gents, anyway, our players loading in the lobby. We'll be seeing the next game soon. Gods, what do you want to see coming out from EG? You weren't too happy with that Mirana. Anything classic EG styles that you're hoping to see here today?
I see Sumail playing something more explosive.
Yeah.
I think more than anyone. He's the one that needs to kind of step it up and change how he's playing. I also think Crit on the puck. Maybe it's weird because the puck central lane to me was going to make a lot of sense, and then they had to adjust things. So it was just puck kind of being a lane support rather than like a lane bully. But both Crit and Sumail weren't able to play their role, which is that early game dominance.
Right. Especially for a hero as vulnerable as a Drow Ranger, you really need to give those two, Sumail and Crit, something better to do to protect a Drow.
Yeah. End of the day, EG just weren't playing Dota. They didn't play badly. They didn't play well. They just didn't get a chance to play. So put yourself in a position to, go toe-to-toe with Liquid with the draft. Bulba got out-drafted.
Yeah.
Oh, don't call the man out like that. Come on, man.
He'd call himself out.
Oof.
Bulba's his own harshest critic, I feel. So
Aren't we all?
I'm probably your harshest critic.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate for me. Gods, what was the worst you've ever done on a panel? The worst you've ever done in your Dota 2 career? We're all harsh critics of ourselves. What do you regret the most in your career, besides this experience?
This experience is great.
Okay.
I don't know, nothing jumps to mind.
Come Come on, you never really just dogged one thing?
You cast and be on enough panels, you're going to say a lot of stupid stuff. The number of stupid things I've said is just mounting up day by day. Remember the clip from the last major where I talked about like the ages? Oh, he doesn't need no ages. I listen to that. Honestly, when I do or say stupid stuff now, it just makes me smile and laugh.
Right.
I enjoy those mess ups. But no, worst panel. I don't know. I've fallen asleep once before. Not on camera. I
The
didn't do the
KBBQ, you mean?
Yeah. I've fallen
special.
asleep during a cast before. That's perhaps worse. LD can tell you about that.
Okay.
Oh, really?
The old, like, 6-7 years ago, casting at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And it's like, yeah.
Ooh, that's a moment, huh? When you're the hype caster and you literally fall asleep during the game. That's rough. I hear you. Tsunami, and let's do some sellouts while we're waiting for these teams to come in. Tsunami, I was on your website earlier today.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
The How to Play website. Well,
You
what's
didn't
that?
even get it right.
What's that called again, Tsunami?
How do I play?
How do I play? Is that project still going on?
Of course. It's one of the I believe the literary expression is like an albatross around my neck.
What the?
It's because I once upon a time I was like, I'm going to be the guy who knows all the mechanics, and now every single patch I have to spend hours on hours reading through every single tip because one little thing will change. Like most recently they removed Night Stalker Aghanims or whatever, and like I had all these vision tips about Night Stalker and all these different heroes, and so I need to look through everything. Or whenever they changed routes very recently, and like the mechanics changed, like now you can cancel TPs and stuff like that. So it's excruciating, but it keeps me on the game.
Yeah, I call that the tortellini. At a point, you just want to stop. I mean, the community's like, thank you so much for what you've done. You're just like, I'm over it.
And you're just like, Valve, please just leave the game how it is, maybe? Root? What is this root mechanic? This doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just, give up on that stuff, too. So it's kind of why I'm in a hosting or content role. Yeah. I don't even know what a root is, to be real with you.
I mean, you could have been that man for Artifact. You still might be that man for Artifacts.
You know what? I might be the only man left for Artifacts. So
if it's not him, it's one of the other 20 players.
All right. We're not doing this again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the draft.
Luna Moonday.
Stop. Don't talk about her. She's precious. Anyway, we do have Nature's Prophet banned out first, of course. You can't let that MP get through. Again, surprise, though, we haven't seen the drought yet, and you've got to be afraid of Earth Spirit, basically, in this series. I don't think we'll ever not see Earth Spirit banned out here, boys.
Yeah, both teams are just too good on the hero. So yet again, EG opted for first pick, and they'll be on Radiant. Yeah, Liquid have second and third pick on Dire.
You wanted the Nature's Prophet ban select. It's happened.
Ah, thank goodness. It really was all I've dreamed about is the Nature's Prophet ban. The next ban for Tsunami.
Yeah, as we had talked about yesterday, Liquid, like I said, are one of the few teams that are picking heroes that no one else is picking. Nyx is one of them. So it was like the Nyx, the Chen. These are heroes that most people have moved on from, but Liquid are still picking it.
Mm-hmm. And we see the Enigma going to be banned out as well. I haven't seen a successful Enigma, though. Why is it still first ban material? We've seen some Enigmas get picked up. We've seen some sick black holes, don't get me wrong. But I don't even think I've seen the hero win yet in my personal games so far at the Major.
I think the most popular thing that I've mentioned before is just because it makes your offlaner very, very scary.
Oh, right, the Ring of Regen
Exactly.
stuff. Ah, okay. Well, talk to us about it.
You pick it as a 4 position. Enigma doesn't need any items. All you need is a handful of clarities. You buy a Ring of Regen, and you hand it to your offlaner because the Ring of Regen and Ring of Health and a few other items can be shared.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but I don't know. I agree with you guys. First pick Drow. Drow's a strong hero, but...
Bulba doesn't agree with us.
Man, you're putting yourself... Liquid knows what they're doing. Drow might be powerful, but she's not surprising.
It's not, and that's the thing. Liquid are happy to keep giving it up as long as they're not losing to it, because you put yourself in a drafting advantage when you think you have the solution to it, whereas EG don't quite know what Liquid's going to do as a solution. But EG, they just feel the hero is that good that they can win with it. Last game, they're probably just saying, we got brooded, we're not going to get brooded again.
I mean, in their interpretation, it seems like Nature's Prophet was the instrumental aspect of that strat, because that's the only hero from the previous game that they banned out. So, like we had mentioned, it was a hero that gave GH a free lane. It was a hero that could help push very, very early on.
Yeah. There's also a good chance they thought up until that 10th Big Brood, their draft was fine.
Yep.
Like they could have, if they had banned Brood instead, then it would have looked very different.
But then they have to experiment with whatever Liquid's backup plan was if they had
Yeah.
banned Brood. So I think I like the concept of banning something from the earlier phases of Liquid's previous draft.
I mean, do you really even need that much else besides a Winter Wyvern against Drow? Such heavy physical damage coming out, and you get to just pretty much ensure that somebody dies when you Winter's Curse there. Great pickup, in my opinion, against that Drow Ranger physical damage.
Yeah. Could see them getting something like maybe the Sand King from last game here. It's flexible, can be played as a 3 or a 4. Mind Control is going to have to play something different. He's a Sand King player. If not, then yeah, something for either the support or offlane role here would make most sense.
Tusk!
Tusk.
Yes, we've been seeing a lot of GH Tusk, and happy to see it. Really adds the momentum, am I right?
Adds momentum, adds save, adds roaming capabilities. One thing that Liquid, I believe they had ended up picking the Tusk with the Chen that I mentioned. And so it was really, really solid because Tusk is a hero that likes to be in a lot of lanes, but you're hampered by your TP cooldown, you're hampered by your move speed. Just let Chen do it for you. You know, just let him airdrop you into any gank situation or create a gank situation, and you can accelerate even faster.
Indeed. Every time I think of Tusk, I think of his new skill, a tag team.
Yeah.
I feel like we're tag teaming this panel right now, baby.
Hell yeah.
We're really knocking it out.
Can I get a fist bump off camera? There we go.
You guys-
Gods, can you fist bump? Yeah, boy.
But we actually did not fist bump, but we... Oh,
God.
no, go back. Go
This is
back.
awkward. This is awkward.
We don't like to touch each other on the panel. All right, so we're seeing Abaddon production. Poor guys. Abaddon is... I like that pick a lot more now, though. I mean, we've seen it work as a support. We've seen it be very strong with both OG and Secret. Now Evil Gineuses trying their hand at it. And that's a way to make sure Drow pretty much never dies.
Yeah, the sustain factor, the laning presence of this hero is pretty nuts. Level 1 Miscoil is one of those spells that is just kind of absurd right now. And then instantly Brood ban. I like this because there's a chance if Liquid consider Brood to be the way to play against the Drow, instead of 10th picking it, they may move it into like an 8th pick.
Exactly.
That's a very common thing to do when there's this key hero to counter a strat that you last picked. If you're doing the same drafts in game 2, you just, you elevate the priority. So they ban it now, a bit earlier.
I think if Liquid had ended up picking a core as their second pick, then EG would probably not second phase ban the Brood, but because the 3 cores are still missing, I think EG are like, it's not worth risking it.
All right, as we wait to see what our bans are, these are really kind of some of the more important bans in this last moment here while they're taking their time. Kyle did teach me that today, a couple days
I thought
ago.
he taught you the opposite, that this is like whenever he wants to go off track the most.
Right, no, I mean, he's right. This is the important bans for the team in that they take as long as possible. This is the moment where they really think.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, there's like 3 minutes for this second stage of
Yeah.
bans. Yeah, this is probably where majority of reserve time in drafts is used, because teams normally have a better idea of what they want to pick than what their opponents are going to pick. So you naturally are more likely to use reserve time for bans than picks, because you don't, you're not stuck like, oh, what are we going to pick? You know what your hero pool is for your team.
Yeah, and first phase bans and first phase picks, like basically between games, is your reserve time for that.
Yeah.
So Storm Spirit going to be knocked out as well.
So they ban out the 2 magic damage cores for Sumail again.
Yeah. Oh, la la.
Wow, a core enchantress theoretically, and we've only seen this here really as a support, right?
Yeah.
That's a wild theory, Gods. What makes you say that?
Oh, they've picked 3 heroes that are all considered support, so one has to be a core, Slex.
What about the core
Wild.
Tusk?
It could be. I mean, some teams have in the past run 3-position Tusk. In Tusk Enchantress is going to be the dual lane in my mind. Kuro, the Wyvern player, he's probably going to be supporting in the safe lane. So Tusk Ench, 3-4 in some order.
Yeah, I think it's fairly likely.
Ench is one of those heroes that can kind of maybe, as a core, match up to the Drow Ranger. You've got Untouchable, you've got this kind of range versus range matchup where you can just right-click her from afar. You don't have to, close the gap.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is Enchantress good against Drow? Because,
I wouldn't say it's like a counter by any means. It's a hero that, pace-wise, early game, you're going to get neutral creeps, you're going to run at the Drow, you can overrun her tower, you can dive her. She doesn't have any real good defense mechanisms, no escapes. You can try gust you and run away. But as far as, mid to late game, I wouldn't consider it a counter. But laning stage-wise, it's a hero that gives Drow all kinds of headaches. Combine it with a Tusk. Ice Shard, she can't run away, you snowball on top of her. This, to me, is a very scary lane. EG are going to be looking to send the Drow to the other side of the map. They don't want to lane Drow against this Tusk Enchantress.
I feel like they really need some magical damage now on Evil Geniuses. You got to get through the Cold Embrace. You've got to get through the Enchantress in that early game. I'd like to see something a little bursty.
Oh, you know what's good against Enchantress and killing her neutral creep, Tsunami?
Tell me.
Marana.
No, don't. We can't do this again. Please.
I guess they banned out the Queen of Pain on the side of Liquid last time. We had mentioned the SF earlier. We had mentioned the Pugna earlier. I don't think Pugna would be bad again this game, but I don't know if they're willing to have such a squishy mid laner support a Drow Ranger. So they pick up the Shaker.
Is that good here? Earthshaker? I mean, they got a couple ways to mitigate, to escape. Tusk is kind of a headache for Earthshaker, isn't he? Just put people in the ball.
Yeah, it is a little bit interesting that they go for the Shaker. I think they just want to be very, very conservative about giving Sumail a good matchup. And they oftentimes like to pick heroes that both S4 or Sumail could pick, so I think they just want something filler, and they don't really know what else to put in this situation. And so Earthshaker's just a very consistent core. I don't think it necessarily goes with or against Liquid strategies.
All right, well, taking some time out here for what we would probably consider the most important picks here. Big support lineup coming out from Liquid, and Evil Geniuses with their strategy pretty much out on the table already, just really missing that core.
I mean, Liquid has to pick one, either their one position or their sniper.
My! We're just testing out some new things here. A sniper. It has been a long time since I've seen that picked up, but makes kind of a lot of sense. They do have a lot of save right now. That's a strong high ground, boys. How do you push into a Winter Wyvern sniper? Yeah. Add in a Techies, and then we're set.
Seems like their idea against the Drow is just pick heroes that are long range, you know? We don't have to get up close to the Drow and be gap closes. We can just right-click her from afar while she can't really right-click us.
Indeed.
It's just picking a sniper now, and so like they ban out the Storm Spirit. Centaur is still available. Phantom Assassin, but they probably wouldn't give Drow to Sumail.
Yeah, I can't really see them picking that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, picking a sniper now just seems risky when there are heroes like Batrider still available. So yeah, Centaur was a choice, but they're going to give S4 the Batrider instead. So just a hero that can jump on the sniper. Same thing that Liquid... Well, actually, it's like the Liquid has Tusk, they can jump on a Drow Ranger. Batrider has... I mean, Sniper... Liquid has the sniper that can get jumped on by a Batrider.
Can jump on the sniper, but it's like it's harder to jump on a sniper than other ranged heroes, just because he's going to be that much further back by nature.
But that's why this Batrider will have like a higher farm priority than like the Tusk.
Yeah.
So, you know, early Drum, Blink, BOT, Yules, anything like that.
Yeah, the real name of the game here is piercing the backline now, right? I mean, that's pretty much what you have to do in this draft. You have to be able to get on Sniper. If you just let him be on those outsides, he'll just kill everybody. I mean, Abaddon does slow that down a little bit, though. But anyway, so we have our last man out. Quap makes perfect sense. A nice hero to be able to jump on that back lines and get to that Sniper, while Lifestealer banned out from Evil Geniuses. Interesting choice there.
Looking for that Matu hero most likely. I think Lifestealer would have just been a problematic secondary core to have lanes well against the Batrider, and would have been something that Liquid won from Matu.
Could give him Razor for Liquid.
It's like so single targety though with Sniper, Ench.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
Razor. E.g. go Elk.
Oh.
That's a little greedy, gents.
Yeah, with Drow too. That's two heroes that want to hit a lot of jungle creeps.
Oh no. Don't really complement each other well either. There's a lot of melee on this team. Drow's aura not really being maximized by Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, that's true.
10 seconds to go.
Liquid one. They could go for the Monkey King that was banned last game. That's another possibility if they want something. I think they want a bit more team fight. Like even just something that can chase a bit as well. Like between the two other cores, theoretically Enchantress Sniper, they're just this single target right-click damage. So
I mean, I don't think Liquid play it, but something like a DK I think would be good. It gives them some push. It's very, very tanky.
Then who, I guess, Sniper or DK is playing in the sideline?
Yeah, which, I mean, they do that all the time with Matu and Miracle.
Sure.
They will oftentimes pick like two mid-heroes and give one.
Gentlemen, I think we all know this is a Miracle Invoker game. Come on. Come on.
Have a grand total of like 5,000 HP on your entire team, pretty much.
Come on, boy. team fight magic.
That's Paul. I think their idea is Miracle's playing the sniper here.
Oh, okay.
That seems like his hero
Yeah.
more than Matu.
But I just want something tanky from Matu, because otherwise, like, even though Liquid have good kite potential, if you stop kiting for a second, you're just going to evaporate.
Is Viper potentially something?
Yeah, but only for Liquid. Liquid is the only team that has picked Viper in this tournament.
Yep, Matuma Man loves that hero.
It still doesn't look great. Like, then you've got Viper, Sniper, Ange, like all this single target. They're going to go Naga. So Naga gives them a bit more team fight. And
Ooh, lanes against Batrider. They're going to have a nightmare of a time. Usually, I mean, that's why they banned out the Lifestealer on EG. Juggernaut is another option. Liquid didn't feel like they wanted to go Juggernaut. Weaver would have been way too squishy. So Naga is their choice, which seems so weird. Naga is strong because of her extremely high armor. But if she has to land against Batrider, she's going to be super vulnerable.
And that's the thing. Batrider, even against Enchantress, another hero that you're relying on untouchable.
Exactly.
And Tusk Edge is a hard lane, I think, for Bat, just because there's such strong laning presence with the neutral creeps you can bring in. The kill potential that is there. So even though Batrider can run over Edge, it goes both ways a bit.
I think we're going to see a lot of musical lanes this game, I think.
Yeah, a good chance. Particularly Arteezy. He's the one, his Drow does not want to lane anywhere near that Tusk Enchantress, so...
And Batrider wants to find that Tusk Enchantress.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, if this game was back in 2015, it would be the most miserable experience ever. Alchemist versus Naga Siren. But it is 2019, and we're going to see some action from these two teams. But I really want to hear some action from our commentators. Let's bring in one more time the Blitz Cap Extravaganza.
Reminiscing of Evil Geniuses versus VP. That was the last real memorable game that I... Sniper versus Alchemist? That was Boston Major, right?
Yeah. That was the game that everyone got at Blade Mails.
Divine Rapier, and then the Blade Mail pickup by Sumail. And Sumail was playing the Alchemist, right? He picked up the Blade Mail against,
I think so.
Against the Rapier of Sniper. Yeah. What a throwback. What a throwback Naga Siren versus Alchemist is as well. Naga Light versus Naga herself. And again, a Drow Ranger lineup for Evil Geniuses, and Liquid did have an answer. Even though their Furion got banned, their Broodmother got knocked out as well. They did have seemingly an answer in Sniper Naga Siren. Blitz, do you think that this response from Liquid is going to work as well as Game 1?
I think it's actually not terrible. I do think that the Alch pick probably throws them off a little bit.
Okay.
And then they feel like they should take... I think the Naga is a good counter, though, to Drow Ranger. We saw that when Alliance played against Gambit at the Minor. That was their response to it because, well, any of these like long-range heroes, like if you ever want to win, just get on top of them, lol. Pop your sleep and just kind of run at them.
And it'll simultaneously help the Sniper get his spacing as well. So I feel like it's both defensive and offensive.
Yeah, I think it's a good overall
it's a cool combination.
I think it's a good overall last pick.
Yeah.
But I have to imagine like Alch versus Sniper. Alch should just get a free farm.
Yes. That is something that definitely stuck out in my mind. You can't run side lane Sniper. So once you picked up that Sniper, that mid lane matchup is going to be quite abusable. And I am going to assume that Sumail's going to be able to totally free farm here. He's also on the Radiant side, so he's nice and close to that medium camp. So he can stack that up for himself, do some acid spray nonsense. Should be a pretty good game for him. There's not even... there is actually a support that can rotate in. They do have Tusk. Oh, Enchantress! Holy cow, he just got nuked down to like a third HP. I guess the Fissure combined with the Mistcoil did a lot of damage, but... Sumail is going to come in with the tag team here. Mataba Man trying to stay in that tag team radius to get as much damage onto Sumail as possible, and that is going to be your first blood. It was supposed to be a free farming matchup, but GH with a beautiful rotation, he does end up dying to the Fissure plus the tower shot, but well worth it to shut the Alchemist down nice and early.
Yeah, they know they have to slow down this Alchemist. And even though it is a very good Alchemist game, remember when we saw Keen versus, what was it, the team that Iceberg Iceberg played the Alk.
Pango?
Yeah, it was when they played at ESL Mumbai, and they just rolled him. Like, this hero is still abusable if you do have a very strong laning phase. As top lane, they did make the move onto Arteezy. And EG opting to go for the Drow again. I mean, they must think that this hero's broken.
Yeah,
That's the only reason that after whatever happened last game, you go right back to it. Like, if you have a concept of Dota, you know, even if you lose a game, you're going to stick with it.
Other parts of the draft.
Oh, Sumel's just...
Is he going to die here? Oh, the Fisher is going to save him.
That was
Dude,
close.
I can't believe that the sniper almost solo killed the Alchemist.
Yeah, Miracle's getting some work out of this right now. He's opted to go for 2 levels of the headshot too, which I think is pretty interesting. Just no shrapnel, because I think he's like, well, it doesn't actually do anything against the Alch.
Yeah.
It's not going to help burst him down or anything like that. And he probably wants more levels of, or Matama Man wants more levels of the headshot.
GH, good Fisher. That's going to be helping him get the miscoil deny. So very nicely played. They only get the kill on the Tusk and the deny by Fly. We were talking about potential heroes. Naga Siren seems to be a good matchup against the Bat Rider. We saw it earlier where he pops the illusions and he gets rid of the sticky napalm. So Bat Rider really can't pressure this hero too much.
I mean, does anybody really pressure Naga Siren? Like, when we saw Miracle play it, he was against, like, I think he was against, like, Lion plus Nature's Prophet or something like that earlier on in the tournament when he played against Keen. He doesn't care.
I could see some Lesh, like, dual lane pressuring Naga Siren because it's a bunch of magic damage.
Nice Fisher.
They are going to be able to get a good flame break onto him. Miracle taking so much damage, and he is dead.
So
He's
that's
gonna
how you do it.
out. That is a good pickup. They just wait until he pops the illusions and then go on him again.
That was a nice rotation by Crit, too. Mid lane, though, Matama Man is... I mean, he's working Sumail.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he's forced him to the jungle already. Opting to go for the 0-2-2, I think he's been really smart. And I see a lot of criticism from Matama Man. They're like, well, he loses his lane every game. Well, you know, he's against what I think a lot of people would consider, like, the consensus best mid laner, and he's doing just fine.
And he's also doing it on a hero that I honestly can't remember.
Yo, I think
ever
Sumail's going to
seeing
die.
Playing it.
I'm like,
oh, he's hunting.
they're pinging.
He has ice shards. He doesn't have snowball. That's going to be a little bit hard. He won't be able to get any tag team damage.
Okay, so Sumail did know about the rotation, but this doesn't feel too good as GH. Look at him. He's just hunting him. I love this right now. He's actually just tracking movement, and he's just making Sumail play on the other side of the map.
This does feel a lot like the way that Evil Geniuses were trying to gank Matama Man's Broodmother mid lane, where there's a problem in the draft in the laning phase, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that that hero has a bad start. And it's working a lot better against the Alchemist than it worked against the Broodmother, that's for sure.
Yeah, just look at this. GH is actually...
He has nowhere to go.
He's just up and down running. Sumail hasn't farmed a creep for
Probably
minutes.
A full minute,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll all be forgiven if they actually get 3 bounty runes, and that's what it's looking like Evil Geniuses may be able to go for here. His top is already being controlled up. As 4 is going to go for the other one. He kind of jukes him out. Pops a flame break. Top lane, it does look like Enchantress was unable to snag it away from Fly. So yeah,
bottom
Evil
crit?
Geniuses do manage to get 3. They're still going to try and chase down Crit, but no such luck.
I will say the one thing that's gone really well for them is his bottom lane.
Yeah.
But what I don't love about this draft is Kuro most likely about to die here. He's got a lot of charges of sticky napalm on him. The Fissure will fly over. And the bottom lane continues to go really well. That I feel like there's just too many heroes that need to farm this triangle on the side of EG. Like, you need the Alk to farm this area out. Dro eventually has to catch up somewhere. And if they're not dominating this top lane, I'm not really sure where she's going to get...
Okay, my counterpoint to that is this is a point that the panel brought up. The Medusa Drow Ranger duo. Similar problem, right? They both want to farm up the triangle. Why do you think teams are willing to do this?
I think it's a bit different with Dusa, because Dusa can... I mean, she can farm anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Alk wants to be in that area, I think.
Alk can really only farm jungle, as we can see. He
Plus,
doesn't want
like,
to show up to
Medusa's really good at keeping her mid tower alive. So the distribution of farm that you get is a lot better. Whereas when you play with an Alk, like, you're going to lose this mid tower, and then they're going to sandwich your jungle, and it becomes really hard. Like, look at this rotation right now from Matama Man. He's got a DD rune. I mean, he's looking around. They're going to scan, so I think he should probably just use this DD, not even go anywhere with it. Upside, though, is that Arteezy he's got 23 denies.
I think that's such a good point that you bring up. The fact that Dusa protects that mid tower, and then you say they sandwich, and that's exactly what they do. They immediately just start going into the offlane jungle.
Yeah, I think it's a bit different. Because Dusa, like, if they try to take your mid tower, you just either send somebody there early or you spam out, right?
Yeah.
Like, you Mystic Snake once, and then you just go back to farming.
S4 going to be spotted by Matumba Man, who does still have that double damage. It's going to wear out soon. He gets a little bit of damage onto the Bat Rider. They couldn't get the Ice Shards to keep the Bat in, though. So a failed rotation, but it's simultaneously they're just kind of sweeping through the map, and that just means Sumail doesn't feel comfortable farming up jungle in any of those areas. That's why he's now taken up top lane, and the Drow Ranger is going to head to mid. Matumba Man shows himself, gets a little damage on Arteezy, nothing major. The 4 Wraithband build.
I saw him, by the way, use he used the take aim active.
Yeah.
He used it like quite a bit, actually. Everyone always forgets about this, but so for people that don't know, I'm gonna sound like I know what I'm talking about, but take aim does have an active, and Cap actually taught me that. Like one of those like random things is they're gonna
Silence
go on
goes
Arteezy.
out. They will not be able to assassinate right away, and Fly is going to be here. Arteezy turns around thanks to that Aphotic Shield, gets some damage on GH, but
GH is only level 2. He spent the last like 6 minutes hunting Sumail. I mean, it did slow down his game, but it is an Alk. Like,
yeah.
Alk's gonna do alchemist-like things. Let me just say.
It's the same thing as a Broodmother, right? It's like once you get level 6 for Broodmother, it's once you get level 5 and really start getting some Spiderling stacks, then there's only so much you could do to stop the hero from farming.
Yeah, if you compare the 4 positions right now.
GH is going to use that haste rune, but they do get the double stun. Is he blocked in? It doesn't matter. He's just going to die.
Okay, GH. That's
That's
Crit's about to hit
I'm
level 5.
invincible because I move super fast.
Yeah, Crit's about to hit level 5 with Arcane Boots and 500 gold, and Tusk is firmly level 3 with none of those things.
I really want to talk about Mind Control Zero. Enchantress, core Enchantress, because this is obviously something we haven't discussed and we haven't seen either. What are your thoughts on it?
I think they're using it to try to counter the draw, right?
Yeah.
Just having the untouchable aura, you have a hero that can get on top of the draw, good heals to sustain as S4. This is such a nice move.
Going to run him down. Mind Control is going to pop the heal, but S4 is not even bothering to lasso him because he knows there's no hope.
Yeah, if there is a really big bright spot right now for EG, I think it's Crit. Pretty much everywhere he's gone has led to a kill.
Dude, it is so impressive. Because, you know, I feel like I've played a lot of 4-position Earthshaker, and there's some games where you just don't get anything.
Oh, bottom lane.
Fly. It's a very smart play by Liquid, going for the Assassinate, the big burst of damage, which means that the Abaddon had no hope of getting a miscoil tonight.
It looked really funny, though. It was like,
yeah.
Fly just kept prepping it. He's like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Don't make me. Don't test me. Sumail trying to secure his bounty runes here. Crit's going to help him out. Crit may be giving up his life for it. In fact, Sumail's going to see you later. That bounty rune is not worth my life. GH tries to come in to take the other one, Arteezy. Oh, nice. Ice Shards blocked there. It's going to be the TP out. The snowball's hit in time. It lands him. The Assassinate is there as well, and a big burst of damage.
1
They
second.
try and silence him, but it's not going to be good enough. A big kill, and they needed it too because Evil Gineuses, not so long, weren't they just up like 6-1? Now it's 6-4.
Yes. But the gold lead hasn't really shifted too much because, I mean, they have everybody farming.
Isn't it, though, kind of like the whole, like, and if economy's stagnant, it's bad? Like, if you're an alchemist and your economy, like, you aren't gaining more and more of a net worth advantage over Liquid, isn't that a
I
bad
like
sign?
that quote. Yeah, I think so. I mean, EG's doing the classic EG thing now, where it's like, they're going to make this move into mid.
Grab
This is a
him,
really
pull
good
him,
kill.
trying to get the snowball. GH says, well, okay, couldn't save you, buddy. Just got to get out of here.
Nice move, though.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Crit, even in the last game, a huge bright spot right now for EG is he's just making everything happen around the map.
All that pressure,
Oh,
though,
look at
is
this,
space.
this
His top
block
lane,
off?
we have
Nope.
Mind Control. Double pushing in that Tier 1 tower with the stolen Siege Wagon.
Yeah, that's why we see S4 come back up here. S4 has pretty great farm, by the way. He's already got boots of travel. We see a lot of people go for this. The first person I saw do this is Seb a lot in pubs.
Yeah.
Like, Seb loves this build. especially with the change to Firefly and it adding move speed, you pretty much are a speed demon. It's like your mini version of a Blink Dagger, but it allows you to be a lot more mobile on the map too.
Seb actually inspired me to finally pick up Batrider when he was doing this build.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's like one of the few like real off-lane heroes that I just don't play.
I will say as a farmer, Batrider does not feel as good with the change.
Yeah.
Just because, like, as a killer, he feels great.
Yeah.
But as a pure farmer, you used to be able to, like, loop 2 waves into the neutrals, and now you just don't do that. Now
Miracle's going to single-handedly take a tower. The Batrider is going to TP in here. Echo Slam goes out. Good Winter's Curse, though. The Winter Wyvern on the side, and this is going to be an easy fight for Liquid, it's looking like, as they turn, kill one support, manage to get the other one in Fly, who couldn't deny himself either. They thought they had the sick rotation, but Kuro, right place, right time with a beautiful Winter's Curse, and they got the bottom tier 1 tower at the same time, so really big wins for Liquid. They're going to try and chase down S4 again, assassinate on him, giving him a little bit of vision as the golems are going to try and throw their stones. Or not, maybe they already did.
I think they already...
Yeah. Mind Control's good at that micro thing. I'm sure he did it. Oh, S4 still in trouble. He's going to be chased by the snowball. Does not have a way to get up into the trees.
He's just dead.
Lane breaks down. Oh, Fly. No, the big headshot proc. Nukes him down real quickly, but Arteezy also gets a couple procs himself there onto Kuro. Couldn't pursue, though, and Liquid. They are, it seems like they've kind of hit their timing. They know that Sumail is not ready to fight right now, and they are just nailing evil geniuses everywhere they go.
Yeah, the thing about EG, though, is like, you kind of predict to be in this position. Like, Bulba had to know. Like, if I'm picking Alk last year, like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I have Dro Alk. Like, they can't really defend towers. They're 2 cores that are just going to kind of get ran over. So you have to have faith in this fact that this Alk is going to 1v, like, exit.
So, do you think, like, what is the matchup of Naga Siren versus Alchemist now? Because we haven't seen this matchup in a really long time. They're 2 very different heroes now, I think.
Yeah, I think when both of them get 6-slotted, like, the Naga should be fine, theoretically. Yeah. Because I think mana burn on heroes is just, I mean, it's so strong late game.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the early game, like, hopefully Alk, if you're an Alk player, you just have more farm, and you just kind of bludgeon past her. Because Naga does need items, like, quite a few items to fight.
Right.
That was the game that we saw yesterday where we saw Naga go, like, 2-0, but ended up just losing. It was LGD versus Secret.
Mm-hmm.
In game 1, right? Ame had, like, 3 items, but he could just never fight.
Yeah.
And that is, like, the hope that you come online is Alk does finish Radiance. It is a little bit later than you expect. I remember I played a pub game with Kyle, and he was like, guys, I've got a 15-minute Radiance. Is this fast? And we were like, no, Kyle, you just lost us the game. Like, it's like 3 minutes behind.
Liquid did smoke down to their Naga Siren, perhaps anticipating a gank that way. They've cleared through that jungle area, so Mind Control should be kind of aware that there's some heroes up here. That's why maybe Matumba Man comes up, but they do catch GH, who was, I'm not sure if he TP'd to the shrine area, but ends up getting caught around that. It does mean that evil geniuses control that side of the map. They'll be able to get the 2 bounty runes.
Yeah, there's one thing that EG keep doing in this game. Every time bounty runes are about up, they smoke. They want to at least secure 2 for their alchemists, and that's pretty huge for him. Like, getting bounty runes on Alk is so much better than anything. Like, you're like, guys, you can die. If you get those 2 bounty runes, I'm perfectly okay with it. Everyone's suicide for those.
And that's why that layer overlay is so great, is we can see the big difference in the bounty runes.
Show me that money.
It's 2 different, but because the alchemist, it's a massive net worth difference.
Mm-hmm. It's cool that they account for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buka and JJ as bottom lane.
Catch, Mind Control. Ooh, fast
does
little
get hit
blink
by
away.
the
Crit has a
vessel.
blink already, really?
Yeah, Crit's played really well this game. Like, every rotation that he's made has led to a kill, it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in 7 of their 8 kills. And he has a team where nobody really wants to fight, which I think is the most impressive part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look at his lineup, he's working with a Dro who doesn't really want to engage. You have an Alk that definitely doesn't want to engage, and somehow he's still making kills happen around the map.
And normally, Alchemists and Drow Rangers take a lot of farm up on the map, so...
Yeah, so he's not even doing it by, like, CSing that much. It's mainly because he's making the right reads, right rotations. Uh,
How much CS does he have?
he has 30. He's got 30 creeps. Yeah. He actually has above average, I'd say, for this point.
Yeah.
But I still think he's playing very well.
And that just all comes from his great early game. Like, the thing about Earthshaker is you need that mana item really badly. You need those arcane boots, and you need levels to be able to farm well. And because he had such a successful first 5 to 6 minutes of the game, fast arcane boots, good amount of levels. He's now has a Blink Dagger. They have Radiance as well on the Alchemist.
I think they want to fight right now if you're EG.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you want to play Alch super late against this Naga this Naga Sniper.
I'm comparing the new Naga Siren to like the super old Dota 1 Naga Siren where she used to have critical strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how it feels, right? Because you've got, instead of this active ability in Riptide, now you've got this percentage-based ability that just becomes better and better.
Top.
The later the game goes. They are going to try and catch Kuro here, who is trying to fly away from a Bat Rider. Mind Control will protect his captain here. And they do also have the Naga Siren here, but the blink away is going to be able to dodge the ensnare, so it's going to be mid where they go forward. Samael is going to be able to chase down Matumba Man here. They're going to go for GH instead, but that's going to be a great Winner's Curse setup. May allow GH to be able to escape unscathed as S4 doesn't get healed enough by the Abaddon, but they do manage to kill GH. The important thing is that they couldn't commit and kill that Matumba Man sniper.
Yeah, GH has just played like face check Dota this game.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm going to sacrifice my game and my early game to try to slow down this Alch as much as possible. And then he's like, guys, I'm going to suicide from Matumba Man every time. He's my new miracle.
Yep.
As they are going to get a kill onto Kuro. And, I mean, Crit dips into the Roshan pit for a quick second, but obviously not going to go for that against a Naga Siren.
But I feel like every single time I see EG successfully get some sort of kill or even just a trade in mid lane, Naga Siren has taken another tower, and it just happened at the top lane now. And that's probably a big part of the reason why Evil Geniuses with an Alchemist lineup is only 2,000 net worth ahead, because Liquid have so much more gold off of towers.
Yeah, that's such a concerning thing right now. If you are EG, is like, you're not growing your lead, like you said. I really like that economy comment, because it entirely rings true for me. They've got to get a little bit more accomplished on the map right now, but
simultaneously, if Evil Geniuses can take over the game, and they do start taking over those towers, then we're going to see that net worth just boom.
Yeah. Then Cleveland gets LeBron back.
I like that.
Thank you. It's off of some video. Our economy's based on LeBron James. They're going to take mid tower, it looks like, or they're at least posturing for it.
Mm.
You got to show me that this slightly greedier lineup.
Whoa, what is this positioning from RTZ?
He's got Hurricane Pike, so he's in the front right now. Like he's making sure that there's no smoke coming up from that angle.
Yeah.
But he's going to bail on it a little bit early as Tusk. I mean, they just whiffed like 3 spells.
Yeah, that's not a great start for Evil Geniuses. They're going to poke at GH. They don't want to overcommit. This is a dangerous high ground area.
What is this spot that GH is in right now?
Yeah.
That he's been hemmed into.
Found a little,
they're going to go.
Oh, okay. He's going to snowball. RTZ gets to the high ground. GH. He's not going to follow him there. The snowball does break apart before he's stuck there, but a lot of damage comes out from that Dry Ranger immediately. Samael poking again. Unstable concoction after unstable concoction until they're finally able to commit for the kill onto GH, and Liquid is unable to respond. I like the way EG played that because of how dangerous it would be to overcommit into this Naga Siren sleep.
Yeah, they also didn't want to group up for the Winner's Curse. It just looked really clowny because they missed their first initial 3 spells on him, and then he snowballs after Arteezy, which I thought was crazy because Arteezy has Hurricane Pike. He might not have clicked or known. But Arteezy does have Hurricane Pike, so he had to have some inkling that he was going to get, like, they gave him a way out.
They're going to catch Fly. Fly's going to remove that ensnare, but he's already taken so much damage that his ultimate has been popped. Arteezy gets the silence, but Fly is very, very dead. Both supports on Liquid and EG do get picked off in this stalemate of 5-on-5. Neither team fully committing for a full team fight until maybe now. They're going to grab the Winter Wyvern, delayed by the Song of Siren. A great response from Miracle that is also going to result in Sumail not stunning himself, but losing his unstable concoction. Is going to be able to blink away. Drow Ranger comes from the side. Does manage to get a good silence, but is now ensnared. Immediately the Hurricane Pike away. Snowball forward onto Sumail. Sumail a little bit scared to turn there, and they're leaving S4 to die as the sniper is just poking and prodding at these heroes. They are going to be able to stay on the high ground. Great winner's curse, though, from Kuro, catching that Drow Ranger, allowing Miracle to be able to close that distance, get the ensnare on top of him. The silence is out. AoE stuns coming out from Fisher, as well as the unstable concoction, but not enough to save Arteezy as Miracle marches forward one core and now looks for the support into the Earthshaker, while Sumail will be saved by Fly, but Fly may not be able to save himself unless he has an ultimate. He's good.
Got
Echo Slam, almost finishing off Miracle. Does he have an enchant totem? He has the magic damage of the Fisher. That's going to be
going to get both.
Can he get the stun onto Kuro?
Oh my!
The Aftershock stun kills him. He will die to the long-range attacks from Matuma Man and Mind Control, but still a great turnaround play by him. S4. Oh, this is a bold move by him. He sees the TP out of the Tusk, is going to try and go for Mind Control, but doesn't have the lasso up. So Mind Control is good.
Fantastic fight by Liquid, but salvageable because Crit manages to get 2 by himself. This is, if there's a bright spot right now, it is Crit.
Yeah.
It just is. Like he's making so much happen on this Earthshaker. The fact that he was able to make that fight like somewhat manageable for EG, it doesn't feel good losing both your cores.
Yeah.
But it feels a lot better when you solo kill the Naga and the Wyvern. And I'm surprised they decided to go for that.
Yeah.
They knew he still had Echo up.
Yeah. I've heard some other talent arguing about who the best player is on EG. I heard some pretty strong voices about Crit. They think Crit's performance is very strong. You think he's making a good argument for that?
Oh yeah, this right now, this is like, it really feels like it's the Crit versus Liquid show.
Yeah.
Because they, again, I can't stress this enough, you've got such a greedy lineup, and it's sort of just, you know, it's not like Fly can help you out with any kills. He's playing a bad. It's pretty much like he rotates in, tries to get kills for somebody, like he'll set stuff up. I think S4's also played this game pretty well. Like their laning phase was extremely good, and that's part of what's enabled his game. But I think that last kill might have been a little bit of a mistake by Liquid. I mean, they dove him under a tier 2 tower. They knew he had Echo up, and Miracle had like he had like 300 health. He had to have known that was going to happen. I think he over-relied on the heal from Kuro. He's like, oh, worst comes to worst, if we get Totem, just, you know, just, you got me, right? Like, no.
They have a pretty good Roche taking lineup. As you can see, the moment the Naga Siren gets there, Roshan's health pool starts plummeting. They're going to pop the Song of Siren here, finish off Roche, and claim that Aegis. Evil Geniuses are not going to try and take the fight after.
GH is, he's just, it's so funny watching him play this game. Oh, they're going to make the jump.
Nice winner's curse to stop the pullback here from S4. There's going to be an ensnare out, keeping S4 in place, and they're just going to keep poking at him with a sniper, and eventually he will die. S4 tries to get a little bit too over-aggressive, and every single time, man, Kuro, he's had some great positioning in this game. He is just,
for sure.
He keeps on stopping every single lasso that comes out.
The only misstep that we saw him make was, I can't tell you who did what.
Yeah, who
right?
made
that might
the
have
call
been
to go for the dive?
That might have been Kuro saying like, just go, commit, don't be afraid, I've got you. Or it might have been Miracle saying like, just follow me, don't worry. But aside from that moment, he has played a very good Wyvern. Yeah, I think both teams overall are playing.
It's a very cool strategic difference that we're seeing. Most teams against the Drow Ranger have been taking the idea of closing the gap as much as possible, but we're seeing the Sniper and Core Enchantress really do wonders against this Drow Ranger lineup. Like, the Drow can't actually get that close a lot of times.
Yeah, it's either the extreme range or the extreme up-close and personal action as EG going to get out of top. Nice deny by Mind Control.
Oh, they get the vision, though. All they need is the vision.
Him.
They really left Arteezy here to the side. The silence, though.
The Fisher!
Stun, the Fisher stun. Crit does it again. That was sick.
If he had thrown it like half a second earlier.
Oh, look at this pickoff. There is no Song of Siren. It's down for 15 seconds. This is a massive kill. They're going to throw everything they have. Echo Slam. They throw some missed calls, try and chase him down.
Didn't
he tries
I just
to remove that
see Crit
sticky
top?
napalm. He has 9 seconds to try and survive to be able to get off his ultimate here. Sumail blocked in, isn't able to get the stun out, but Crit stays on the marker. Crit goes from saving top lane to helping killing bottom.
I just saw him make such a sick play top, and I didn't even get to wax poetic about it because he was already bottom setting up the kill onto the Naga. And GH, you got to be careful. There's no sentry up on this Abaddon, but yeah, just if he was half a second later on that fissure at top, or half a second earlier, they get that kill on RTZ, which I think is massive. And instead, they get RTZ out, they save the Naga. I mean, please, you got to get him the win at this point, right?
Yeah.
What is that? It's like Harry Potter. It's like Crumb gets the snitch, but Ireland wins.
So you're saying Crit is Crumb?
Yeah. Oh, it's S4 gonna die. Matama Man getting the solo kill on the offlaner of EG.
Can we get an Alchemist checkup? I haven't looked at Alchemist in a while. I know I saw Shiva's, Blink Dagger, Radiance, Manta, so almost the full 6 slotted here with Octarine Core coming in to replace that that Soul Ring.
He's very farmed right now.
Yeah.
He's starting to do Alchemist things.
He is. But still a little bit concerning. They're only 3,000 up. A Fisher block in. Arteezy puts himself on the high ground. Normally it's the enemy doing that to Artur, but he fully embraces the meme, I guess, at this point. They aren't going to be able to catch Kuro as well. Matumba Man and Sumail right on top of him. Mind Control can't really save. All he can do is slow down Sumail a tad bit. But with Fly there as well, there's no disables. They're going to be able to stop him. Miracle, though, has found Arteezy. He's blocked in by the Ice Shards as well. Does manage to force staff himself away.
They need to save the sniper.
Mind Control doesn't actually get pushed to the other side of this. The sniper is still somehow alive, and now the Song of Siren's going to be able to save him. He goes for the TP out, and he is good. Liquid still retreating here, but Sumail's a little bit low and does not have his rage up. So they've got to back up to the Shrine heal. How did they not kill the sniper?
They just didn't have enough damage after. And Fly couldn't really commit anymore because he was just pummeled into.
Yeah.
Ooh, that fight could have been a lot worse for Liquid.
Yeah.
But I really like the buyback from GH. I think he's fully embraced, like, YOLO, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever buyback's necessary is...
There's Winner's Curse on a Bat Rider. GH is a little far away, though, and could not get the frame perfect timing. Unless S4, you gotta be careful of this sniper. Now, fortunately, he's Mask Madness, so won't be able to get the assassinate. The Drow Ranger tries to go for it. He does have a Butterfly. He closed the distance with the sniper. Maybe that's not where you wanted to go, but the Butterfly's keeping alive for now. He does manage to kill the sniper and trade away his life for that one. Gets a lot of damage on GH. The Echo Slam almost enough to finish him off. It does. GH falls. Miracle's taken about a third of his health, but is still ready to fight.
Look at that. Mind Control. Enchants the creep. Mid TP for S4.
Oh, wow. Really great play by him. I didn't even see that.
You saw that crit, by the way, in that fight. He was about 2 seconds away from his blink, so he made the judgment call. He's like, I'm going to walk in.
You just walk.
I have to get a kill.
Yeah.
And it does lead to 2. I think that's a pretty reasonable trade for EG. Like, they might actually get the mid tower here. Is Sumail going to pop the Shivas in pursuit? Knew that Kuro was there half a second ago.
Good man to dodge. They do find him. Lasso pull back on Mind Control. S4 has tried this a couple times with the Enchantress, but this time he will be successful. There is no Winner's Curse to stop this kill.
The slow hit, but it does finish as Miracle. I mean, he's in it.
He doesn't have 2 allies, but he's still willing to take this fight right now. The stun goes out. Unstable Concoction still lands. Fisher stun as well. Evil Geniuses have still not finished up this mid-tier 1 tower. And this does cause me some concern, Blitz, because our Alchemist is about to top out, and there is still so many objectives to be taken by EG. Is that concerning? Am I wrong to be a little bit S4?
Nice fight.
We good.
I think so, but I still think it's a really good out game.
Yeah.
And with the way that... she's just going to back up. The way that their lineup is structured, they do have a lot of disable. Like, normally what I look for is, like, when you have late game, what can the rest of your team do for you?
Yeah.
It's not about your max potential damage. It's about your max potential damage plus do you have enough lockdown to be able to, like, chase and get kills. Because Spectre by himself is not that scary. It's Spectre when he has a team that can also follow up, at least in pro games, and set up for kills. That's the exciting part about playing the hero. In this game, I think the Alk has a lot of different ways to set up fights. Like the Earthshaker, the Bat Rider, he's going to... he has ways to deal with the Naga Siren as a result. Like, they have ways to get on top of the Sniper. They always have ways to get on top of the Sniper with the Bat Rider. So I think this lineup is probably... I think this draft is, like... Regardless of who wins, I think this draft was pretty close, like, in both ways. like they both have ways to kill each other, which I think is always going to be the cool part. Is Sumail
Smoke up
the
into
ult.
mid lane. Sumail has the unstable concoction to get the stun. There is going to be the cold embrace, but immediately he's saying no more Winter's Curses. I'm going to make sure this Winter Wyvern dies first, and he does indeed die. There is going to be the silence onto the Naga. Siren
ball on the back
to
line.
be able to get rid of that. They want to be able to get to RTZ, but he managed to get over to the high ground. Good play by him, but the Ice Shards is currently blocking in Crit. He gets an Aphotic Shield, pops the Echo Slam, just do as much damage before he dies with the silence onto the Naga. Maybe they can actually kill her, but the Winter's Curse, there is going to be another Winter's Curse, and a sick one at that to save the Naga Siren. GH trying to go for that back line. RTZ is very low, but he can't quite get the kill. Fly with the defensive support keeps his carries alive. One of them TP's out, the other one making his way out of here. Miracle is healed up with his Hartners, ready to fight again, but Sumail says, let's have it.
Nice dodge.
man to dodge. What a great play
Where's the
for
help?
Miracle. Can it actually win this fight, though? The Fisher blocking him in. Sumail tries
Another
to go for
dodge back.
another dodge. He doesn't get hit by that stun either, and Sumail now stuck inside the trees. They need to be able to help him out as with the Spear Vessel. He's taking so much damage from the Sniper, but now with the rest of Evil Genius pushing forward, RTZ is back for the fountain, and he's here to be able to claim the Sniper's life and force Miracle back with the Song of the Siren.
Yeah, and the Fissure is about to be up from Crit. He almost has Blink up. They really want to go for this.
Get the Fisher block. He got it. A beautiful setup, but Miracle, again, Manta dodge, doesn't dodge the stun, but gets on the other side of the Fisher, but they know which one is real, and the Flame Break bumps him back over to the Fisher side. 10,000 net worth lead for Evil Geniuses. They got that Alchemist 6 slotted, and they hit hard now. Liquid struggling to be able to deal with these team fights.
Yeah, they, like I said, they always have a way to deal with the Naga, but I didn't think this fight, I thought that Liquid had an advantage here. They're going to get another pickup.
This is going to be dieback for Kuro.
Massive, as you saw that there was way too much of a disconnect right there in Liquid's team fight. If you looked at it like from the huge vision or whatever, you saw that Miracle was way far forward. The rest of his team wasn't willing to commit because of the crit buyback. And so nobody came in with him when he popped to sleep. That sleep didn't actually end up doing anything because everyone on his team was like, well, I'm not going in. And then at some point they were like, I guess we have to commit because Miracle is in there. Then the Sniper was in a really rough position. RTZ 3-shot him.
Yeah. So you assuage my concerns about the Alchemist and, like, you know, he's going to fall off.
Yeah.
Like, he's already... because I'll add another one here. He's got great Aghanim Scepters to give away.
Yep.
And Aghanim's Dro,
Aghanim's Dro.
so sick against Naga.
Abaddon,
Yeah.
Aghanim's Earthshaker. I mean, this might be, aside from Batrider, which is like a bit of a meme, but
Yeah.
he has really good ags to give. And I think, again, it's just the control factor that their team can put out. I think this is what Liquid...
You're going to see it on Matumba Man here, but the immediate save from
Nice.
GH. He does manage to get the snowball. Matumba Man backs off. There's going to be the Song of Siren going out. They're going to set this up. Are they actually going to take the team fight, though? Mind
Look at
Control,
Arteezy.
they're not actually protecting him with the Song of Siren. Mind Control almost dies. Arteezy not able to get that kill, though. Matumba Man is still being gone on by Sumail, who's going to chase him down. Unstable
needs the heal.
Concoction after Unstable Concoction. He gets another big core kill. Meanwhile, the Naga Siren is left completely alone. Liquid had to back up trying to save Matumba Man. That left Miracle all alone in that shrine area. Both those cores are dead for a minute with no buyback.
Yeah, I think this... and EG hits buildings incredibly fast with their lineup. And this game might just be over. Liquid
It's
smoked
looking
up.
like it.
Oh, nice Winter's Curse.
Oh, that is a beautiful one. That is on S4. They try and force snap save him. That's not going to happen.
They're just going to go for the high ground here. They've got 38 long seconds.
They've got a buyback on Naga Siren now, but without the sniper, I have a feeling that maybe Miracle is just going to hold on to it. Unless, maybe they overextend themselves. Sumail tries to go for the kill onto the Naga Siren, just forces them back, continuing to focus on the objectives here. You can oh, that's right. A little bit of brain fart there. I saw silence building, and I was like, what? Arteezy. Well, maybe I'm not that surprised. I thought they were going to be able to clear through objectives a lot faster than that, but
Yeah,
tier 3 in a melee racks is good enough. And bounty runes, too.
Alk ulti was on CD for a little bit.
GH, Ice Shards,
Guys,
not
don't
able to
chase
block him in, and
You're
I
not
don't
gonna
think
kill him.
you would have killed him.
Yeah, you're not killing him. You're not killing this Alk at this point.
Second highest amount of assists and 35 minutes on any hero, going to show that Crit has really pulled his weight in this game.
The fact that he carried them through this early game and mid game
Yeah.
with those plays, that play at top and the play at bottom alone deserves MVP. And everything that he's done after this, his team fight contribution, the buyback to secure the fight after that, like this guy he's overplayed. You know how it's like
sure.
every Dota player represents 20% of a pie. You know, he's carrying a lot of that. I'd say like 40%
40%
or more.
I was going to say that number too. 40%.
He deserves a lot of this win.
Yeah.
It's not often like I've seen everything under the sun in Dota. You know, like you get after a while like casting a lot of games, but like that top play into the bottom play immediately. I was like literally just talking about how cool that top play was, and he's immediately setting up for a kill on the Naga.
Did they give the Aghanim Scepter first to crit
Yes.
before the Drow Ranger? They
Looks
did.
Yeah. They're
Wow,
right.
I thought the priority would go Drow then Earthshaker.
No, I think your level 20 Earthshaker.
Who is taking up 40% of the pie, who's now going to be able to use that Aghanim Scepter to make sure that Kuro does die. And that is so much mobility on the Earthshaker now. Blink, Force Staff, and the Enchant Totem Leap, which is like, I don't know, like 800 range or something. It's pretty far. 1100 range. Even longer.
I think EG as a whole, though, we're not giving credit to like their entire team. Look at how many assists or like total kills.
Oh,
every
Samael just
minute.
goes for it. Blink to the back line. Says, kill me. Go ahead. Anybody want to fight me? Miracle thinks about it. They do get Samael down to about half health. The snowball's going to be rolling in. Crit backing up with his Enchant Totem, and they just easily kill GH, and he immediately buys back. They need that Winter Wyvern back. I feel like they need this Winter's Curse. 10 more seconds till Kuro's back up. Liquid is just trying to protect their buildings and draw this out until they have their full 5-man, but it is going to be a lane of Rax. Arteezy has that Aegis still, so he can play a little fast and loose. Finishing up that range Rax before retreating with the Force Staffs.
I mean, if you click on all of EG's heroes, like the kill distribution and the amount of assists that everyone has on the team, even this Abaddon, who it feels like every time I look at Fly, he's dead, has been in 21 of their kills.
Yeah.
So as a team, I think they played this game very well.
Fly is also, like, they have a 28,000 net worth lead. Drow Ranger's actually ahead of the Alchemist, and Fly is bottom net worth of the entire game.
That's all good.
That
He'll get
is-
an axe, and he'll become, you know, he'll just like face check like GH is.
That's a self-sacrificial captain right there.
Yeah. Man, this mid fight though.
It's also a time for the Fly 5 again, right? He's always best on defensive supports. Two of the best supports in the meta right now, Oracle and Abaddon.
So they have one more Rax to go through. I mean, Naga can hold those. I think it's unlikely in this game. But
Naga's a hero that can deal with super creeps, but full-on megas. And it's going to be tough for Liquid. They have to hold this last mid lane of Rax here.
they really need to use the Naga sleep better, I think.
Yeah.
So the point of it against like draw lineups and stuff like that is to set up the back line. Once she uses her pike, you catch her off, then everyone collapses on her and you get rid of that damage. I don't know whether it's like Arteezy's positioning or whatever, but they just haven't been able to do that this game.
Do you think he should have gone for like the Blink Dagger initiation?
I'm not sure.
Song or something?
But you're just not really... Oh,
Samael just goes for it again. And I think that's also another big reason. Samael and how aggressive he is and just always forcing the fight doesn't let them get a good song positioning.
him and Arteezy are playing, at the positioning game at least, really well.
Yeah.
He's creating enough distance away, and this is also making
And
the
Arteezy,
wide
oh,
open.
Jesus, look at that Aghanim Scepter. Holy crap. Matuma Man almost just died to Arteezy hitting the melee racks. They are going to try and go for the lasso. There is going to be that Song of Siren. But look at the positioning of EG. They're backed up. They're pretty well spread. No one's going to get caught by this. And that's just another tool down for Team Liquid when it comes to defending. And they're going to lose these buildings so quickly. Liquid, they've got to come up with some sort of defense and fast. A man to dodge that fails. Samael pushing forward. That Miracle is at half health here, goes for it, and they are going to be able to finish off GH. Miracle gets the ensnare onto that Drow Ranger, but the melee Rax is now dead. It's only the range Rax which can't even heal. One last shot on Matuma Man, not going to be enough. A good Winter's Curse. That's going to be onto the Alchemist with the Drow Ranger laying in that damage, but it's not enough to actually get the kill. He's still stunned up. There is going to be the Arctic Burn. The silence, though, is going to make sure that's all that she wrote for the Winter Wyvern. They are going to be able to control up this Earthshaker. Crit is not going to be able to leap away in time, but that Aghanim Scepter just keeps on doing its work. They've got a full-on Megas and Arteezy even thinking about sticking around and just going for those tier 4s. Samael, he's not going to back down either. He hasn't backed down all game ever since he got 6 slotted, and he won't stop now. That he sees game 3 is on the horizon. S4 blinking forward, grabbing the sniper. That's 4 dead on the side of Liquid, and the GG call forced out. A great game by Evil Geniuses, showing that they can actually step to Team Liquid, not just with their in-game play, which they did show in Game 1. It was an admirable effort, but also, very importantly, in the draft.
Yes, I think this was a much closer draft than last game. It was a little bit greedy, but it didn't get punished that bad because of Crit's rotations, I think. Every single time when they got the kill mid, for example, he got the immediate turnaround kill, made things somewhat even. When he got the kill on the Naga Siren on the left-hand side and the Wyvern by himself, the buyback then to save the mid-fight. And EG as a whole played very well around that Naga. Like, I haven't seen Sleep ever look that pointless. Like, they always played around that fact. They were always in a really good position. Their draw was so far away every single time that the Sleep did catch him that the rest of the Liquid heroes couldn't really filter on top of him. Like, that was just well done overall by EG. Much better game. And we thought their play in Game 1 was fine.
Yeah.
They just needed to shore up the draft. This time, Bulba, he gave them a much better chance. He's like, now it's 50-50.
Yep.
Before, guys, that was like a 90-20 this time.
And this was still a Drow Ranger draft at the end of the day. We'll see whether or not Team Liquid is willing to give that up again for Game 3. We'll see as we head to the panel to break down Game 2.
Welcome back to the MDL Paris Disneyland Major, here with Tsunami and Gods after our second game. Gentlemen, I got to take a real hot take with you. I'll take this one for you.
Love hot takes.
Thank you. I thought that EG probably should have lost that one. I didn't like the draft. Super greedy with the Drow, super greedy with the Alchemist. However, I did forget the rising star, the greatest great of them all, Crit.
The Crit
He
shaker.
was everywhere. Crit made that one happen. In my love you, Team Liquid.
I mean, my hot take: Crit is the best player on EG.
That's not that hot. That's lukewarm.
Okay. Damn, sorry guys.
Freezing take.
Yeah, work on my hot takes.
No problem. But let's talk about that game. Do you think that he was the defining factor, or as our caster said, the draft was pretty important?
The draft was much more even, like they said, than it was in Game 1. Game 1, just with the Broodmother thing, it's never really an even draft. But overall, I was still I'm still doubting the Naga Siren. They were saying that I've never seen Sleep look so useless. I can't help but agree more. I think maybe the idea was, okay, we have a defensive disengage option. If Sniper gets jumped, we'll use our carry Naga to help disengage or something like that. But it never, like, Miracle was too busy being on other sides of the map and stuff like that. I don't know.
It didn't feel like the Naga had a place with their draft either. Like, Miracle ends the game 3, 6, and 7, does the same hero damage as either support, Kuro and GH, and just doesn't really feel like his impact matched the amount of farm being allocated. I think there's this metric I think is important. Like, if you're being given farm, it's like how much impact can you have with that farm? And if his farmed impact ratio in this game was terrible, he just couldn't get involved despite all these items. Manta, Diffusal, Heart, Butterfly, didn't matter.
Yeah, but I mean, he played so well, though. He's dodging so many stuns, as we can see from these.
I mean, it looks good. At the end of the day, he doesn't play poorly. It's just the nature of his hero that makes it hard for him to impact this game. But those like flashy mechanical plays aren't what win you games.
Yeah, which is why during the draft I wanted them to pick a tanky hero, and so Miracle built tanky, but it's on a hero that inherently with the spells, you need something at least like a Radiance to take advantage of it. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of lot of highlights from all the players of EG in this game.
Yeah, I think both teams really did shine. We saw some great plays coming out from Liquid, but it's just in all of these fights, you're just looking at Crit. If we had an MVP of the tournament, I definitely would vote for Febby. But Crit would be, you know,
top 3.
He would deserve it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
anyway.
he's been putting the team on his back consistently, not just this series, earlier as well. And it's, again, all about enabling Arteezy. Dude was able to farm up double Butterfly, which just made it that much harder for anyone to do damage to him, namely this Naga Siren. But even the Sniper never finally made his way to the MKB that would have maybe brought him back somewhat into the game. It was just a little too far gone at that point.
Yeah, this Naga was never going to do any damage in the fight. Machi's Sniper did look good. I mean, he's the one who was actually kind of keeping them in the game damage-wise in these fights. But ultimately, it was too insurmountable. It felt like everyone on EG was contributing so much more in every single engagement.
Yeah, so as we see right here in these moments, I mean, it's just, you got Arteezy slamming on towers, you got Mr. Shaker making sure that nothing can happen. What about Sniper in this game, boys? I mean, where was that big Sniper impact? We talked a lot about Naga so far. I'm just seeing shrapnels.
Sniper needs help. He can't he can't be the only man standing. It's not the way that this hero is meant to be played. He's meant to be like, that's why his projectile is so small and so invisible. You're not even supposed to know you're getting hit by him until giant chunks of your HP bar are vanishing because you're too distracted by the rest of the team. But Liquid were not able to provide that distraction.
His hero damage was the rest of his team's combined.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like he did 51k, his team did roughly the same as well.
Yowza.
So that shows he wasn't getting much help. I don't think, the supports, they did their job for the most part, but it's, the Enchantress and the Naga pick that both fell a little bit flat. The Enchantress also didn't crush the lane. That was a lane where, Drow was farming just fine against that Enchantress pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad and miscoil spam. What are you really going to do about it? Enchantress was not the answer if that's what they thought. Yeah,
and I think this is maybe something a few teams didn't rate as highly as they should have, which is just Abaddon as a 5 position. OG showed how good it is in both games against VP yesterday. EG finally switched things up, and I don't know if they played Abaddon yet in their earlier group stage games.
I don't believe so.
And typically, it's just not a hero you'd ever really consider a fly hero, but here it is, looks amazing.
Yep. Take a look at our stats page here, and you can just see, 3 and 7, not too impressive. 24, that's pretty good. But, man, Butterfly, 2 Butterflies on Arteezy. Is that meta?
I asked Bulba. For one thing, it's like, it is kind of Arteezy's like comfort build, but the justification here is like, well, as it is, Naga Siren is not going to build an MKB anytime soon. And so why not just build more evasion? Because you're confident this item isn't going to get instantly countered out by accuracy, which Matu was working his way to the MKB, but it's the Naga Siren who is going to either make or break the game.
I see. So, yes, you're telling me that Butterfly is not the new Bloodstone? I shouldn't buy 4 on my hard carry?
I mean, if you have, like, 4 other ranged cores, then go for it, but...
No, Tsunami, you have a responsibility to not say stuff like that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't sign up for that. Not in my contract.
You got it, sir. So, we're getting ready for the very anticipated Game 3 between these 2 titans of Dota industry. Gods... Is it time to pull out something crazy? Now, I want to tell a little story here. Even though I said your name like I was going to ask you a question. Go ahead and interrupt you right there, Gods. Please be quiet. Techies. Now, listen to me. This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
We need to derail this conversation.
No. This is not a joke. I have been watching people's games.
Production, cut his mic.
Stop.
Cut his mic.
Listen, I've been watching people's games. Liquid are the only people practicing techies in pubs right now. Okay, they've got some good strats. Dive under the tower with a suicide. Tiny throws in a Magnus. The Magnus charges out the victim. He's dead. Could we finally see one? It has been literally months, 6 months, I think, since we've seen a tech.
How are you doing, Gods? It's been a good event so far.
I hate you. All right.
So, Game 3, we'll see whether or not they let them get Drow again. I think that's maybe a good starting point about Game 3 drafts.
Yeah.
The Nature's Prophet probably going to remain banned.
Earth Spirit probably going to remain banned.
Yep. I mean, I think the Drow's a big question mark for me. Like, can you beat the Drow or not?
You wouldn't have ignored Red Eye, okay? You would have entertained his ridiculous comment.
What? If you
Can you pull a red eye? Talk about Jakiro mid. Is it time for the Jakiro mid?
Now, I think Jakiro would be good in this game, mate. Or with a dragon.
That's because red eye scares me, though.
What?
You don't scare him.
Oh, right. Scares you. I can work on frightening you.
Okay.
All right. Lock your door tonight. Anyway, so we should probably talk about the next game. Tigger, don't bring him into the... Oh, my goodness. Not on the stream. Be nice. You know, I got to say, Gods, out of all the Disney characters, I think you do represent Tigger, you know?
Nice.
You're tall. You bounce around. You know, you're very happy. Tsunami, not much of an Eeyore, I have to say.
Well, not on camera.
That's a real sad story that you're painting. What do you think, Gods? What's Tsunami?
In Winnie the Pooh lore.
It's deep lore.
What's the
Are you
bunnies?
Christopher Robin?
Christopher Robin? I'm not that naive, I'd like to think.
Naive.
Yeah, Christopher Robin's just a little boy. He doesn't know what's going on with the
So
world. That's
Tsunami's like the new guy here. You know, he's
Yeah.
coming to his first major. Who's like the
Piglet.
new guy in Piglet?
yeah.
Piglet.
Look at has no idea what's going
Yeah.
on ever. Oh, bother.
We don't copy voices here.
No, of course not.
For goodness gracious. My goodness. Anyway. Oh, I was told there was a thread the other day telling me not to say goodness gracious. It's my go-to. You guys might know at normal events I curse like a sailor, and I'm getting rid of that now.
Okay.
And I need filler words for naughty words. So
Okay.
goodness gracious is my go-to. But
Have you
yeah.
have any?
You've been ruled out from saying it?
I mean, they recommended I fill my vocabulary with other, you know.
Yeah, you got to workshop some new ones.
Yeah, what do you guys use for non-naughty words?
Don't know. Shut the front door.
Whoa! Jeez, that scared the hell out of me. Woo! Oh. You just went all in on that one. Okay. But Tsunami, you're very verbose.
Yeah.
Verbose, if you will.
Sure, I won't, but okay.
What words do you use for exclamation words?
I do like goodness. I'm from the South, so I kind of use Lord every once in a while. Not that in any sort of like religious context, but like, oh my Lord, good Lord.
I commonly use that as, oh Lord, he coming, but that doesn't really work here.
I like oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh
yeah, yeah.
dear.
Oh dear.
That's a good one. Oh, that is a poo saying. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Deary me.
Lore for you there as well. Can we talk about some other lore things? I mean, I'm supposed to be the host. By the way, the teams are going into the game. This is not just a sick kidnapping of you people.
I've hijacked the stream.
We have decided to not entertain the Dota. But Tsunami,
Yeah.
favorite lore from either Disney or Dota?
It's a very wide net that you're
I'm really
casting
giving you
there.
anything that you want to fill time, Tsunami.
Okay. Favorite lore from... You know, I will say I kind of dislike how you've popularized this Spectre Phantom Assassin theory.
What?
People are starting to believe that that's canon now.
It is.
So that's your least favorite?
That's my least
lore.
favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you not played Valve's hit game Artifact, which does basically confirm it?
I can't say that I have.
Well, you're not alone. But it's in there, man. They have a spectral assassin.
If you're considering Valve's hit game artifact of having legitimate lore, aren't you in the lore? Doesn't Keith the Ogre say, if Slacks likes me, that's good enough?
Well, it was not good enough, let me tell you. So that is definitely not canon. But hey, guess what, though, ladies and gents? We have a draft. Oh, Lord, he coming. Here we go. We're almost in there right now. But, Gods, I want a prediction. No looking at anything. From your heart, from your biased caster, biased panelist, who is the better team? Without
the
looking
better
from
team?
what you've seen from the first two games.
I think right now, I'd say EG's ever so slightly better. But I think Liquid has a slightly higher ceiling if they can continue to improve and go back to their TI7 winning form.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and look at the draft here. We have finally got it. Nature's Prophet is a no, and my prediction was correct. Earth Spirit is going to be super banned in this series.
But
So,
your prediction was a different hero being picked.
I said he'd be banned every time, Earth
Yeah.
Spirit.
No, yeah, but your other prediction.
Well, I throw predictions out there all the time. You don't hear me talking about the ones I get wrong.
So the Kyle school of paneling.
Yeah,
That's what you're telling me.
Twitch chat has a very, very small
Short
memory.
memory.
As long as you say one thing right out of the 30 that you say, it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
good.
I like the shotgun approach of predictions.
Absolutely. You know what? A shotgun. Almost every game that I play with a sniper, he just gets as close as possible. I hardly even call that hero sniper anymore. I just call him shotgun. It's awful. I hate it. Worst heroes in your pubs, boys? Who plays it the worst?
Ever since Bounty Hunter came back, I've been getting some garbage Bounty Hunters.
Oh,
Everyone's like, oh, nice, Core Bounty Hunter. I know how Core Bounty Hunter works. No one knows how Core Bounty Hunter works.
no.
Even pros don't know how Core Bounty Hunter works.
All right, so we're going to see that drop.
It's banned. Drow banned.
Yeah, that's good. Tsunami, another day goes by where your Nyx assassin is never shown.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Heartbreaking. You know what? Darkseer in this series, we see some Darkseer bans here and there, usually in conjunctions with other team fight heroes like your Sand Kings and stuff like that. But in this series in particular, very heavily banned, Gods. Particular reason you can think about for that one?
It's this hero that just can't be contested in the offlane in a sense. You can play behind the tower if you need to with the double Iron Shell on yourself plus any melee partner. And you're pretty much guaranteed to get a fast Soul Ring into Helm of the Dominator, and then you hit this timing where you just take towers, put a lot of pressure on.
Absolutely. One of the only heroes that has escaped the initial banning phase, instantly picked up, is this Doom. We've been waiting to see the Wraith King counter to that Doom for a few days now, but have yet to be treated to that.
You keep saying we.
We
As if this is some sort of community that we're agreeing with you.
We are brothers. We never asked for this, but we're a family. A Dota family. You have to agree with me. We're blood brothers on the panel.
I do remember that one time.
Whoa.
This is a strong one.
I do remember my initiation ritual.
Whoa, let's keep it Disney, everybody. Let's keep it Disney. So, we have Abaddon.
That basement was so dark.
Tsunami, cut his mic. All right, we do have Abaddon and Morphling. Second pick Morph. Again, the meta of the tournament. We'll pick Morph. Do whatever you want. Doesn't matter what.
Yeah. Morph's one of these series, they kind of learned that if you want to get it, you're going to have to pick it earlier rather than later.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the Brood that they banned in that earlier banning stage. It was also the Morphling, which Liquid played. So if they wanted the Morph, they had to pick it now. EG, no, if they want to pick OD, which is considered one of those Morph counters, the ability to blow him up when he's low health with the Sanities, you need to pick OD now because it's not getting through. So EG actually themselves picking up potentially 2 core heroes in the starting picks.
Wow, Gods, that's actually a really great point I never heard before. So Morphling, he can get strength while he's stunned, but while he's in the other dimension, he actually can't morph, can he?
Well, if you toggle it before you get imprisoned.
Yes,
if
but
you're mid-imprisoned, then no.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is pretty good, Gods. Great point.
I did not say that point.
Gods, you're
If there's
so
anything
smart.
mechanics
You are
related,
so smart.
don't throw it my way, Slacks.
Oh,
Just don't let the viewers know how little I know about mechanics, please.
I really look up to you as a panelist, as a person, and as a
I
friend.
don't know. I'm just here reading Reddit comments as my own analysis half the time.
Really great.
Really?
Oh, this guy in the match thread said so-and-so did something wrong. Well, that's a good point. I'm going to throw that out.
And during the panel itself, I'm reading Twitch chat. Whenever they say
exactly.
a prediction, I'm like, it's not a bad idea.
Yep.
Some kid said Invoker 10 minutes ago. He's right. All right, Shadow Shaman's going to get banned out here. Makes pretty good sense, I think. A lot of lockdown for that Abaddon and for that Morphling. Shackles can be a real killer for both those heroes.
Yep, in the previous 2 games, this is exactly where Liquid was banning out the Storm and the Lesh every single time in Game 1 and Game 2. But now, Odie's on in the field. You already know what Sumail's hero is. So now it looks like Liquid are just going to start targeting the support positions.
You know, I'm actually blown away no Earthshaker ban. They are actually ready for that Crit Shaker one more time.
Yeah.
Surprising to me. He carried that last game. But, yeah, they're going to let it go.
Still one more ban, but we'll see.
All right, taking our time to look around here. You know what hero, for real, we have not seen, and isn't he good against Abaddon and Morphling? Ancient Apparition. Remember that hero?
That's not a bad idea.
We saw 1 AA at this tournament, I believe. Mineski picked it.
We've seen it twice.
Okay.
VP picked it, and Mineski picked it. And Sumail actually, well, I mean, they already have the OD. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. It's not a bad idea.
I think with the OD, that's actually not bad against the Abaddon, because whenever his ultimate pops, you can just banish him and kind of ignore him. or you just keep right-clicking him and building up
Yeah,
that hit.
that's
so
true.
it's like OD was always considered one of those Abaddon counters in a lot of ways, particularly when the hero was run as a core. Now that it's a 5, not really a counter as much because the Abaddon's just going to be sitting further back using heals and shields and not getting into the middle of the fight as much.
Oh, wow. We're actually going to ban that sniper, huh?
Yeah, these are 2 heroes that are good against OD.
Oh, right. It's not about
So-
the last game. It's about OD.
Yeah, I mean, and they showed a history of it. There's still like potential for a Razor, I would think. And so they find Sniper to be a bigger concern. Obviously, Pugna's the biggest concern with his Nether Ward, but they opt for the Sniper ban.
Now, don't laugh, guys, but we still have 3 spots for the Tiny and the Magnus and the Techies combo that I did watch in the pub games from Team Liquid. We still... Okay, there's Puck. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's actually a lot better than any of the strats you just mentioned. I think it's a pretty good pick, Slacks.
Okay. Hey, you know, Puck is actually an interesting hero to me because he has 2 of the worst things in the world, his Agnum Scepter and his auto-attack Dream Coil, but he also has some of the best things.
What's wrong with his Agnum Scepter?
What? It's awful. Ain't it? Ain't it a waste of money? When's the last time you seen a Puck Ags?
Literally game
A Puck
one.
Ags that had a big impact besides last game.
Well, actually, he didn't even finish building it. but-
Exactly. You didn't see it. Now pay attention, please. Oracle going to be drafted out on Evil Gineuses. That's a hero that has been pretty much ignored this series, not even worth a ban, and now we're seeing it.
Yeah, this
Made it to second phase, I guess is the most interesting thing. Either he's banned first phase, picked first phase, or completely ignored.
EG kind of stacking up multiple saves now. They've got the Astral and the False Promise. Makes it very hard to kill these cores and these heroes on the other side when there's multiple sources of save. You can't just, try and silence one or go on the Oracle, because if you go on him, the OD can save the Oracle and vice versa.
You may want to go for a Troll now.
On EG.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get some kind of big RTZ power carry, I imagine, to benefit from the save and just, be their kind of win condition.
And, a Sand King coming out from Liquid. Yep. The basic boy of the tournament.
Sand King puck lane. Pretty strong standard stuff. That'll be GH and Mind Control.
Quite standard. What a accurate vocabulary word that you've used there. And I feel like people kind of got their heads around Sand King at this point, Gods. I don't like sand. It's coarse.
Gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere. People make fun of that line. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Don't people know that he is actually making a metaphor about his awful life on Tatooine and how the sand is almost like the trauma that he experienced with his mother and how it gets into his soul and he can't get it out? Are people dumb?
No, I think you're just projecting.
I'm not projecting. It was a great line that George wrote. I guess I'm just too advanced for the normies.
That's the word that comes to mind when I
Those-
Slacks.
Those people who don't get it, they're the ones who aren't playing Dota. They're playing other MOBAs,
Right.
The Dota players, our audience, the classy viewers, they
Oh, they
also feel
they
the
understand the
yeah.
plight of Anakin, for
Yes.
sure. Understandable. Anyway. As we look... Ooh.
Oh, Lycan. You just heard about Lycan, didn't you? From Yannis?
That's right. I was asking Fogged, how can I boost my MMR to Immortal? And he said, just pick Lycan. It's a brainless hero that everyone wins with. He was quite adamant about that. We asked him to calm down, and then he got very upset.
He jumped on a table and everything.
Yeah, he was scary. He was like Monkey King. He was going crazy. None of that.
Must have heard him.
Yeah. Whoa. Boba heard that Lycan yell out there. Okay. So talk to me about Lycan, boys. He is the most picked, best win rate in Immortal pubs right now. But is he good in Pro Dota?
I don't know. I don't know why you're picking him against specifically whenever you have like an Oracle and a Doom. Seems like you could have gone for something slower. Lycan seems kind of fast.
Yeah, it's, I guess, a different approach to what we were thinking with the saves, the Oracle, where you want to get some big late game carry
Right.
that can have the Oracle sing behind him to use False Promise, always keep him alive. Instead, it's let's take objectives, let's play this more fast-paced tempo game. Punish maybe the fact that Morphling takes a while to come online. Like Morphling with just his, even if Morphling free farms, if he gets 1 item, even 2 items, if he's versing a 5-man lineup with Necrobooks, he doesn't really want to team fight into that.
I mean, Lycan, we have seen Arteezy on him before this tournament. He did a fine job, did a lot of pressure on the map, and I don't even think that he died in that game. So could see a repeat of that potentially. Do they need more catch? Do they have enough for that Lycan right now on Team Liquid? I mean, they got some decent
Well,
stuff.
I mean, that
Little-
Aghanim Scepter on Puck is absolute garbage, according...
Well, I didn't say it was garbage.
Oh.
Okay, I literally did say it was fun. But
It was one of the two worst things in Dota. The other,
You put it in the
second-
same camp as Dream Coil Rapid Fire.
please stop laughing at me. You wouldn't do this to Shaver. You'd let it go.
It's true. I would have.
All right, so that's going to get banned out as well. And the Brood Mother, God, you called it. They're not going to let that sneaky Brood get by again, and they start laughing. Where they found out, gods?
They learned from game 1. Ban Brood, yeah.
Ban a Brood.
It's one way to play Dota.
The best way.
Don't let yourself get brooded.
So we have our final 2 picks, gentlemen. Anything in here that's really wrapping up the draft in your minds?
I don't know how this Doom's going to be played. I would wager it's an S4 Doom, and so they're looking for a crit hero.
Oh, crit hero.
But but on the same time, Liquid banned out Centaur, and so they're expecting it to be a 4-position Doom.
Could you see like a Tusk maybe for crit? That's something he's always been pretty good on. Gives him a kind of roaming, fast-paced ganking hero that can, hit some of the hit a good timing with that Lycan,
Yeah.
where you're kind of ready to make plays. But
Oh, no.
Lina,
Lina, the fiery
Wow.
soul herself.
Okay, so for Lina.
or 3, one of the two, I guess. So the idea behind Lina is they want more burst damage. Oh, this is
Lone
going to be their answer to the OD mid.
Oh,
The
wow.
lone
Okay,
druid.
yeah.
But yeah, Lina, you want to play against Morphling, you want to be able to just burst him down. You've got the Sanities, now you've got the Lina nuke combo, so they have a lot of magic damage output coming from the EG cores.
Oh, if any team can make this Lina work where others have failed, it might be EG. One of the only times that we've seen this Lina be successful is against Undyings for that quick attack speed against the Tombstone.
Okay, so it is crit Lina.
And it is crit Lina. So, gents, your thoughts? And we'll throw it over.
I'm more on board with crit Lina than I would have been S4 Lina. I think the way I like Lina played the most these days is farming up an Aether Lens, and you get that cast range talent, and you're just LSAing from extremely long distance. And if you manage to get like a Blink Dagger or a Yules or even a Rod we see every once in a while, it's very difficult for a hero like Puck. Or, I mean, all these heroes are very, very vulnerable to long-range initiation. And hopefully Doom, S4 Doom will get like a Blink Dagger also. So I think I like EG. They have really good tower push with the Lycan and good mid-game pacing with all their other heroes.
Yeah, I think the good news for Liquid fans, this last pick, Lone Druid, is the right kind of hero matchup for mid. It's one of Matu's best heroes, but Lycan is potentially a hero that can just run over this game. And I think can even go well against that Lone Druid. You've got the fear, but I don't know if that's enough when there's just all these minions running at you. So,
But then you roar them away at max speed.
Yeah.
Like it's
They're
like
really
halfway
far
to his
away.
base. Yeah.
But no, I'll go with EG, mostly because of the way they built their draft around the Lycan.
All right. I haven't been making any predictions because no one cares about my opinion. but-
Let's hear it.
Let's see.
Tell me.
Liquid, though.
Okay.
The EG doesn't have the crit, so I got to say, no Earthshaker, no win for me. Well, let's go Liquid on this one for me, but let's find out who's really going to win this with our wonderful casters, the duo. You know them, you love them. It's Capitalist and Blitz.
Another upper bracket series that goes to Game 3, goes the distance. Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid. Game 1, big draft win from Liquid. Evil Geniuses, and a more even draft for them in Game 2, but definitely Crit overplaying his hero certainly helped EG secure that Game 2. And now we're here in Game 3 with a very different lineup. Sure enough, Liquid does not give away the Drow Ranger to Evil Geniuses a third time.
Let me just say, by the way, I think that is the way that you draft a draw lineup. It's either you all in for the range stuff,
Yeah.
or it's like a...
Or you all in on the...
Like, people will try to counter the draw, and then you do something like an Alk or an AM or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like some unbeatable hero in that regard. And I think what's really cool about Dro is that she's pretty much like just a good hero independently. Before, she was just an aura machine. Now it's like, oh no, because of her ulti, she's just broken. But Liquid does get rid of it. I don't think they want to play a third game against it. Oh, what?
What
Wait,
is
what
this? Holy cow, Curl has his passive. This is so cool.
This is probably the...
Oh my goodness.
This is
Liquid
one
certainly
of the
surprised
neatest
Evil
things.
Geniuses with this one. A two-man stun. They just keep on going for the tower. The Bear's going to take it up.
Yo, let me say that I've said in the past that Liquid prioritizes the mid tower more than any other team, and that just took it to another level. I've never seen that before.
Oh, forget the age of level 1 Roche. Let's go level 1 mid tower. Cool stuff.
Okay. That was really cool.
Yeah, Matama Man's gonna take that tower with ease.
Man, this series is just, it's delivering. I mean, who theory crafts that? Just like, oh, by the way, we're gonna do 1,200 damage to the tower to start the game.
I bet when they've done that before, they've actually taken the tower.
EG responded actually pretty quickly. Like, Crit immediately came over because, I mean, I would not respond that fast. Especially in a pro game, you're just like, well.
And there's no downside to it. Like, you get chip damage on the tower, even if you don't kill it, like, okay,
no, the laning phase
do a lot of damage.
Instantly just, like, become normal.
And you forced a TP out. That's 50 gold lost for crit.
But you got 1,200 damage to that tower.
Yeah.
We always
only wins for them.
Yeah, we always talk about how important the mid tower is to Dota because it controls this jungle area. Like, when you take mid, you then take top, and you get this entire section of the map, including your own farm. So you just effectively own half or more of the map as soon as you do it.
I said there was no downsides. There is the downside that Kuro did get his passive level 1. So
oh, yeah,
he doesn't have Miscoil, which is usually how you win your lane, as in a bad...
He's pretty much a creep right now.
What is S4 doing? Can we go to S4? He's doing something weird. We're going to see tempted go here onto RTZ. He does have a decent amount of regen, but he can almost kill him. Fly is going to be there to protect. What is going on? He's just...
That felt like you know the low prio games?
Yeah.
Where everybody just decides to go down a lane?
Yeah.
That's what that looked like.
I think S4 drug the creep wave all the way back behind the tier 2. And then was able to, with denies and stuff, kill one of his own creep waves. And then he was in position to be able to get a devour as well. It's a cool little idea as well. Yeah. Still no kills. Highest amount of building damage in 2 minutes on any hero at this event. 355. Well done, Matama Man.
Is that the most building damage we've seen like in a pro game at that time?
Ever? Probably.
Especially with the glyph change, right?
Because there was the old Leshrac that would go and like try and backdoor towers at the very start of the game as well with the Edict. But
all right, I focused on that a lot, but it was just really, I've never seen that before, so
yeah,
there's a reason for that.
I mean, you were just discussing last game how you usually see it all in Dota. There's very little stuff that surprises you anymore.
Yeah, that's why I think people thought I overhyped the crit play, but I mean, that was just neat. I'm always going to appreciate stuff that I don't see. And that was definitely a first for me. As the lanes, I mean, Matu's doing real well. But this is a matchup I think that is fine for the LD just because, I mean, you have two of you to work with.
Yeah.
So you can't really astral out both of them.
I mean, Sumail's doing pretty well for himself. He's actually up in CS as well. So they're about even when it comes to that. So Sumail's faring okay. Arteezy has been pressured a lot. We saw him almost die. But thankfully, the passive regen of the Lycan is allowing him to stay in lane. And he's secured a good amount of CS. 15-2. Mind Control is beating him right now at 19-4. This is the kind of duo that... didn't EG, like, was it game 1 or something that they wanted to do this kind of duo? It was Centaur and Puck.
Yeah.
They wanted to do a melee hero plus Puck aggro dual lane. That obviously was confounded by the Broodmother last pick where they had to run Centaur mid instead, but you could see the meta. This is a common between both these teams.
Yeah, S4's owning bottom, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. He's doing real well for himself.
21-4. Miracle, 17-6. That is pretty well done. I bet a lot of this comes down to this 4-position crit. I had to say, 4-position Lena's been playing against it recently. It is super annoying because he's got that super long range.
He just hits you.
So there's no support that trades super well with it because he outranges everybody. There is going to be an Oracle in trouble here as one last shot from Mind Control will do it. I like that Fly turns around, just spitefully lays out some damage. We're going to watch Kuro kill himself to give Miracle a little bit more HP. And that is the downside. Lina keeps on doing harassment damage to this Morphling, but he can just go full Agi, and Miscoil is super effective.
Yeah, and a resummoned bear mid lane. Look, they're trying to
Good
set up for the Lina
chance to be
stun.
able to get this stun out. Lands it perfectly. The follow-up from Fly. He died top lane, and now he's here to be able to help get this
the
kill.
heal.
But Fly, wait. Why did Fly back up? He had the nukes to throw down. Now Samael's going to die because he overcommitted for that kill as well.
Oh, boy. And Fly, I mean, he's going for it again, but...
I mean, you saw that, right? Fly backed away. He did not get his 2 nukes of Purifying Flames on that hero.
Yeah. And he might just die for it, too. The root. Oof. The root is on fire as Matama Man going to pick up what should have been an easy kill on him. Now just leads to Matama Man getting 2 kills. Nice TP by Kuro, too, to come in.
Yeah.
Get the miscoil off at the last second as the attack was
Oh,
flying.
Miracle's going to get caught off guard. Ooh, what a big invis.
Morphling players and playing with low HP.
Yeah. I mean, that's also very fortunate that S4 eventually found the Satyr.
Mm-hmm.
That nuke was pretty integral to getting that kill.
The duking creep is very useful against the Morphling as nice kill setup, and we see that's also the reason why I think they picked the Lina, just because it is really nice to play against versus the Morphling. And look at this, the mid tower push. All the prepping that they did in the early game, we always talk about it. Liquid taking mid towers, they brought in both supports just to be able to secure this, and now Sumail
With the tower dead, Samael, nice body blocking from GH. That was really well done. Not enough to get the kill. Mind control the top lane. Takes a lot of damage from the Wolves, but he'll be okay. Zartizi did not have the mana to pop his ultimate, otherwise he might have been able to run down that puck.
I would anticipate the move now towards the top, just like a focus on this top lane. Liquid, you want to get rid of this section of the map,
The
yeah,
top tier one.
and then subsequently you just take control of all of that.
And we saw like Matamba Band do very well in the previous series we cast with them, where he was playing Lone Druid, where he did side lane and rotated to mid nice and early, and then he went top lane, just like you're saying, and took that tower nice and easy. Big kill from Fly. Purifying Flame secures it onto GH. That'll allow EG to even up the score now, 3-3. They do have a 1,000 net worth lead. That is, well, no, not surprising, because we've actually traded towers. Mid-tier 1 has died on EG, but Liquid have lost their safe lane tier 1.
It's a really nice trade by them on the side of EG, because now this top push, I would like EG to defend this top push. I think this is the play for them. Because you've taken this bottom tower so early without having to have like rotated too much,
Yeah.
I would like them to be able to defend this. Even just sending Arteezy up there and having TPs ready, I think would probably be the best move for them.
LSA landing on a GH, a huge amount of nuke damage comes out, but he is just tanky enough to survive and will heal off of that second Purifying Flame.
Oh,
Coming
Matamba
in
Man.
from behind. Matamba Man is going to be able to go for a kill here. Fly very smartly disarms the bear, but he's can't
hoping
really
for no
get
root.
away. He tries to go for the Purify
It's
the
coming.
Mask of Madness, but the root is going to come eventually.
It was the 5th hit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now everything's reset. Probably not going to get a kill even if he roots him.
Yeah, probably not. Can you purge off Mask of Madness? Because I thought I saw that happen there
dispellable.
from the Oracle. And
It's
I
dispellable.
So it is dispellable? Okay.
It's dispellable.
I thought I saw that happen. I actually did not know that.
Hell doggy.
So cool play by Fly, but not enough to save him. Arteezy.
Look at the line being drawn right now by MC. It seems like he does want people to come up here. I mean, that's normally the play. After you take that mid tower, you start going up to top. And he wants his teammates there a little bit sooner.
Kuro is fearless, and maybe he should
He
be a little
should.
bit more fearful.
No, he's just dead.
'Cause
Okay.
now he's dead.
Mind control saying, I have ulti, guys. Like, hurry up and come kill this guy.
And Evil Gineuses going to be able to pop that ultimate. Meanwhile, they're going on bottom right now, the Morphling. They do manage to get the Dream Coil, snapping the stun onto the Wolf, but he will be able to run away. Looks like Miracle got out as well. So both ganks will fail, but it's Liquids that's going to do a little bit more work here. They're going to secure this tier 1 tower, it's looking like.
I really wanted them to be able to defend this.
Yeah.
They use coil too, and mind control's low. I feel like this should have been a defendable tower.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
but
the
it's-
tower denied!
Nice play by Arteezy. EG instead are going to try and take the mid-tier 1 tower, but they're a little bit too late to set up and get that trade-off. So definitely a win for Liquid in that regard. GH getting the stun onto Crit. They're going to lay out the Sentry, revealing GH. But S4 has got to be careful here. He's a bit low. Bear's going to chase. Oh, Crit just throws out the damage. Laguna Blade, and the big nuke comes out from Samael, securing the Abaddon as well as the Lone Druid. Now GH is going to die as he comes back from his imprisonment into a Light Strike array. And that will be how EG secures the mid-tier 1 tower.
Yeah. If you're not going to defend the top one, I guess you go for this, but they're actually all backing out.
Really?
I feel like
Don't
this
you
was
just all in?
Yeah, I think this was a free tower. There's
well.
no glyph either. Huh.
Radiant's
I guess they just don't prioritize it the same. Like, I mean, Liquid prioritized it so much that they were willing to skill Curse of Avernus level 1 and bring 5 heroes.
Dude, no Abaddon wants Curse of Avernus level 1. Not even Core Abaddon wants that god-awful ability. A full shrine time for the EG boys. So we're going to have 4 staff soon for Samael. S4, what do you think you go for here after Phase Drums? Do you think you want Blink to try and catch the Morphling
I think
with
Blink.
the Doom? Okay.
Blink sounds really nice this game.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that and we agreed on it, a second and a half later he queues up Blink.
The problem's going to be is that it's not...
Instant?
it can be counterplayed, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're fast enough on the Morphling and the Puck, there's Phase Shift.
Well, that's why he
there's
has the
Morph Strain.
Centaur Stomp.
That's true. It's still an animation, though. But I think it's a slightly faster animation than casting Doom.
Oh, that was... I can't believe they backed off that tower, though.
It is pretty surprising.
That was...
That is a ward spotted Kuro. He will know that there's vision up there as well. Both teams know that they have vision on the high ground, but the thing is that Kuro is the one to pay for it with his life.
Yeah, once again, this bottom lane is gone.
Oh, get that Helm of Dominator.
Did you get it?
Arteezy tried to deny it, but Matama Man does get the last hit. That's 200 gold.
That's gold, baby.
That is good gold. Necro 1 up for the Lycan. EG taking some damage onto the tier 2. Mass rotations coming out from Liquid, though. This is pretty well set up by them. They're going to be able to sandwich pretty easily. Fly, not going to go for him. Instead, they're going to go for S4, but a
nice
beautiful
stomp.
Centaur stud. S4, is that enough space for him? The Dream Coil's going to snap on him here. Eventually, they should be able to get that ensnare. And Fly, well, he's also in trouble. Miracle just needs
Nice
one more
stun on the
swing,
bear.
but Fly's pretty fast. He got the LSA stun on the bear. That gives S4 a little bit more space. He actually pops a healing salve here. He really thinks he's going to be able to survive. He might be right, too, as another
Another
Centaur stun happens again on that bear, eating his way through the trees. They successfully all get out. They could have committed for one kill or the other. They could have committed for the Doom more. They definitely could have killed Fly, but they split up the damage and don't get either.
And mid tower dies to Arteezy and his minions. Very well done from EG. I mean, that was a lot of opportune stuns in a row. Like they had to, Crit had to hit 2 in a row, one on the bear so that he wouldn't get the root, then he hit the one on the Sand King so he can get the wraparound. S4, as the bear mid-swing, hits the Centaur stun onto the ground, stops that from happening. And they bought a lot of time. That is not a low amount of time. That was like over a minute.
Yeah.
They took the mid tower as well. As a
And
result.
the heavy rotations is now allowing this top lane tower to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit too much space. Even if you get the kill with the Doom at that point, I don't even know if that's worth it to lose your mid tower and give up like a full minute and a half to OD to just farm.
Yeah. 4-8, a 4,000 net worth lead for Evil Geniuses right now. Arteezy is going to farm up the jungle while the rest of EG, they have some offensive plans. They've been smoked up, and the Doom and Lina are heading towards Arteezy. We've got the fastest Blink Dagger on a Doom at this event. And we've got a pretty early Ether Lens for Crit as well, but his smoke is going to pop here. Liquid actually going to try and go for the fight here. It's 50 minutes. They do manage to get the Doom onto the Puck. A Phonic Shield immediately removing the Centaur stun. And it looks like the puck will be able to get away to safety unless Arteezy wants to go for that kill. He's already found Kuro. That's a pretty easy one. The Morphling surrounded by heroes. Wait for him down to the low ground, but that's where Arteezy is. They throw out the Laguna Blade and everything they have to be able to get that kill on the carry of Team Liquid. Bottom lane, Matumba Man is taking a tier 1 tower right now. A Burrow Strike onto 2. The Dream Coil on Fly. And looks like he, in a warding mission, ends up getting caught.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought they were going to Roche, though.
Yeah,
That, but
it was looking pretty good until Fly dies, and S4 felt like he wanted to try and protect that tower. Doesn't get it, though. Matumba Man successfully kills it, backs out. They get a scan on Arteezy, but that's not going to tell them much because Arteezy is just in full farm mode as he is approaching Necro 3.
all 3 of their cores are being enabled right now. So the mid thing was pretty cool, but as a result, like, Kuro did have to get his Curse of Avernus level 1, and we're seeing that, like, really hurt. He just really was never able to get back into things because they do get a kill, but it's 16 minutes in and he's only level 5.
Yeah.
Like that, the strat, I think the concept of it, really dope, but now you just kind of ruined your Abaddon's game, like you said. He just hits his level 6 pretty late, honestly, and you just sort of have a dead hero right now, and as a result, EG's just farming out everything.
Yeah.
Just not really being pressured.
The Lycan's natural regen was able to kind of persevere in that top lane. Arteezy, you know, he was pressured a lot, but it was never enough to break him. He was able to bend a bit, you know, he got chased away from the creep wave that time, but he still walked away from that laning phase with his full amount of farm. Meanwhile, S4, I mean, very different situation, right? S4 pressured the Morphling pretty heavily, got that tower nice and early. And the result is Evil Geniuses do have a small lead here. Now, they're going to really start building up once they have that Necro 3. The Lycan's going to come into force, and we'll see how EG takes over the game. But Liquid does have a lineup that scales pretty well, right? I mean, this is still a Miracle Morphling.
It's still Miracle Morphling, and they still have Matumba Man on Lone Druid, and his Radiance is coming up pretty soon. It's just you have to support a lot of cores. And EG have the best anti-core in Dota, which is Doom, right?
Yeah.
If you have one... I mean, Morph, I think in this game has to do a lot, because Lone Druid, obviously, late game is a little bit lackluster.
Trying to catch him, phase shift, blink away.
And so if you accept that, that means all you have to do is get the Doom out on the Morph. And that makes Miracle's life just difficult, honestly.
Yeah.
I think at some point there's going to be too much pressure on this Morphling, who isn't even that farm. This is not the typical Miracle game that we see, and I think a large part of that is because of their mid play, which was really cute. Like, I'm still a big fan of what they tried, but it did mean that Miracle was going to have a really tough laning phase.
Yeah. And having to go Lincoln's first is not the dream for Morphling, right?
I think he has to versus Doom.
Yeah, there's no way you can do anything else. Against OD, too, like the imprisonment initiation later on, and then the whole team sets up on you. That's really annoying.
Doom, Lina, OD. It all makes sense as...
Silence, Burrow Strike, a Laguna Blade immediately thrown out. They have every bit of ultimates. They've got Dream Coil, Epicenter, and S4 is still not dead. He does not get rooted down by the bear. Another great stun from Crit. And now the rest of Evil Geniuses is here.
That's not a good sign.
No, that is not.
That's not...
How is S4 so tanky? What items does he have? He's got just the
Are
drums.
you sure it's him being tanky or just Liquid not dealing a lot of damage?
Yeah, their lineup doesn't do a whole lot right now.
Until they get the Radiance out, until Miracle gets... I mean, even with the Lincolns, it's not the most damage that you can put out.
Yeah.
Puck is notorious for not being able... Like, he's a chip damage hero.
Right.
Doom loves chip damage. He welcomes it. And without Coil and Epicenter up, EG saying, come challenge us at Roche, and...
GH tries to go for that challenge. Tries to go into the bit. Fortunately, he's able to Burrow Strike into the high ground. Kerr immediately pops his borrowed time. And EG, I mean, they were bold enough to go for the Roshan because of those cooldowns. But once they're challenged, they're timid enough to back up.
Man, Sumail and Arteezy have just been farming this game. And they have not been punished whatsoever. 1-0-1 on Arteezy, 2-1-2 on Sumail in terms of score. But they just hit the creeps.
Yeah, we haven't actually talked about Sumail and his farm pretty much at all.
I mean, he's going Hex. He's going to get it at a very good timing if he continues to go unchallenged like this.
Coil, S4 still close enough to be able to grab that boundary
he
room,
won.
maybe. Actually, S4 does
He got
grab it in time.
Dude, he keeps getting cold, and he keeps.
And now
continuing to not
RTZ's
care.
just going to send the Necrobook 3. That's going to reveal the Sand King. Mind Control is going to have to jump away to make sure he doesn't take any damage so he can blink as well. RTZ, he's like, fine, I'm not going to catch you, Puck, but I will take your tower. And you're going to have to do something about it. Liquid are moving heroes over, but Evil Geniuses do have plenty of heroes here as well. And with this giant army that the Lycan has, they try and kill the ranged Necronomicon, but don't even get that.
He didn't want to commit back into that. And now it's the Necro 3 and 2,300 gold at 20 minutes on this Lycan. And somehow Sumail is still more farmed. He's about to pick up a Hex, fully completed.
Is this a game where you go like BKB next on the Lycan and you just secure the game? You say, we're going to end it?
I think both the cores go BKB after.
Yeah.
And at that point, you can't get rooted. Puck does nothing to you. You won't care about the Radiance. Morph doesn't do enough right-click at this point. And especially with going the Lincolns first, that, I mean, you should feel like you're in a really, really comfortable position if you're EG right now.
Any lineup that can force Lincolns on Morphling, I'm like such a big fan of because it feels like the Morphling is so slow to come online because of it.
Yeah, that's the Hex. They got it. And now things become...
Very, very difficult for Liquid.
Because you don't have a Lincoln's on Mind Control.
Yeah.
He went Yule Scepter.
Dire are scanning.
All the cores, aside from Miracle, are liable to die. And even Miracle, you just pop the Astral first into it. And they also have the Purifying Flames of the Oracle that can also grab you.
Yeah. And that, traditionally, OD is a good counter to Morphling because that heavy pure damage against a hero that is either high armor or high HP. If he's high HP, great. You just keep beating on him and you're going to steal a ton of intelligence. If he's high armor, well, pure damage is going to make short work of a Miracle. He's going to be gone on here. There's going to be the interception, though. GH with the Burrow Strike. They have the long-range LSA onto the Morphling. Now the Doom as well. So he's pretty much out of the fight. And they've killed GH with the Sand King. He immediately buys back, though. They're going to try and fight this one as the Doom wears out. Crit lays out all the damage onto the Puck, catching him with the LSA and the Laguna Blade. A great kill there. A buyback for pretty much nothing, as GH was unable to stop EG running over some Liquid heroes there. But it also means, I guess that buyback does make it so EG does not feel comfortable taking Roche.
Yeah, I think that was a good buyback by GH.
Yeah.
He did it in the other game, too, where he was Tusk. It's one of those situations where it's like a preventative buyback. Because the Puck can't buyback, and even if he did, you'd rather use GH just to prevent that anyways. And realistically, it only costs you like 400 gold to continue the game.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to do if you're Liquid, I think.
Oh.
Continue the game. They're going to Roche Pit, but I don't...
There's no way, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine this is a play that they actually want to make. As Sumail is going to TP for
crazy. This is going to get really bad for them, too, because there is the Wolf inside of it. They spot the Wolf. They know EG sees them. There is no Doom. There is no Lycan form. Can Liquid actually win a fight? Even though EG is up 6,000 net worth and their heroes are still quite strong at this part of the game. They're going to smoke up behind this. The Bear and the Morphling doing some work. Mind Control makes his jump. There is going to be the Dream Call, the follow-up epicenter. All of that magic damage is protected, though, because the Oracle. Now GH is going to lose his life. The Scythe of Ice in the back line as well. That means Miracle is going to get beat down bit by bit. They do have the imprisonment. Matama Man being gone on by S4. Misses that big Infernal Blade hit. They're still going to be able to get that kill, though, as he dies to the Necronomicon minion. Miracle was able to fight through all of this, though. Is able to get the kill on Fly with help. And they're going to be able to chase down one more. The OD, Evil Geniuses, split their damage. Sumail's desperately trying to get the kill on Puck, and he does get it before he dies to Miracle. A double kill for the carry of Team Liquid, but EG do walk away with more kills. It's a 3-for-4 exchange, but overall, the gold and experience, because they're behind, goes to the value of Liquid.
Yeah, that was a great fight for them, all things considered. Killing Sumail and RTZ there is the big boon to them. They still continue to struggle against this S4 Doom, but being able to kill those two damage dealers is really important for them to continue this game.
Yeah.
I think Sumail probably dropped his ult a little bit too early.
Yeah, it did no
He
damage.
thought he was like, I'm going to burst you. You have 800 HP. But the difference isn't as big as he thought it was going to be. Morphling's instats aren't bad at all. Like, he's got a Lincoln's plus a Wand. He's got 3 Wraith Bands.
He also turned into the OT and stole some intelligence back.
So he was good. Like,
yeah.
He barely lost any HP from that. And that really hurt Sumail in that fight. If he waits a little bit, gets like 3 or 4 hits off in the fight, then drops the hammer, it's really hard for Miracle to play this game.
Yeah.
But as a result of just like all-in bursting it, they really lack the damage there. And Liquid's even going to pick up 4 bounty runes here.
Very good for them.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. All these little things, because I think they understand the position that they're in.
What a massive difference.
Yeah, the buyback onto GH.
Nice 2-man burrow strike. The follow-up coil as well as S4 pops his BKB. They get the Laguna plate. That's going to be able to take away the Lincolns. Now the Doom is on the Morphling. Kuro is going to stick with this Morphling. Just keep on healing him as much as possible. S4 is fully committed for it. They almost get the kill. They do manage to get it. Arteezy's popped his ultimate with a blink forward of Sumail. They have the Scythe of Ice on Kuro. Imprison him while he's got that borrowed time active. They're trying to get away on the puck right now. They're going to leave Sumail to deal with Kuro, and he is very dead for sure. They do manage to run down Matumbaman, but Mind Control gets out. This time, Evil Geniuses dominate the fight. A big difference when you have the kind of initiation that EG did compared to last time where Liquid had that sick Dream Coil Epicenter.
I mean, some people are pinging for the Roche. S4's telling everybody to come over, and they were headed away from them, and he's like, no. We're doing this Roshan, guys. Great fight for them, and I think Liquid thought it was just going to be the kill on the Oracle, and they thought that numbers alone would be enough.
Yeah.
But it's S4 being as fat as he is, popping the BKB, running in, getting on top of Miracle. And Liquid, they did a very admirable job here as Mind Control.
Immediate, trying to go for the immediate Scythe. Does manage to quickly jump away, but he's going to be revealed here by Crit. No Blink Dagger, no Phase Shift, and he's going to be caught. They're going to be able to purge off that Yule Scepter. Bring him down to his doom. Now, Roshan still has not died, though, and it's at half HP. Miracle looks at the Roshan for a moment.
They're smoked up, though, on the side of EG. They want to take another fight.
Oh, I like this idea. Just keep on hitting him. They do have the Lycan form coming up for him in just 2 seconds' time. If they get the right kind of initiation on Miracle here, it's going to be massive. They lead with the LSA, manage to get the stun onto 2. S4 jumps forward, and boom! The hammer's just dropped. There goes that Morphling. GH is going to be caught by Sumail as he continues to rack up that damage on him. Lina is blown up by Mind Control on the side there, and GH hiding in the trees. Eventually, he's going to be found by the OD. Meanwhile, S4 charging forward with his BKB like always. Kuro as well as Matumbaman are going to be in trouble. Matumbaman's going to live, but Kuro could not stay alive in that fight. Evil Geniuses buy back almost immediately on Crit, who's going to head down to the bottom lane and deal with that push, while the rest of the boys go straight at that mid-tier 2 and then head back, finally, to take Roshan.
Yeah, Liquid is pretty all-in on this game on stopping this Roshan and preventing it for as long as possible, because I think they realize once the Aegis goes into the hands of the OD or the Lycan, the game becomes so much more difficult.
Mind Control did buy back for that as well and is trying to catch Sumail right now, who's Sice, 4 staffs, jumps away. S4 trying to catch him, does manage to get the Doom onto Mind Control. That's going to be dieback by him. Kuro could not save him there. Matumbaman coming forward with the bear. You said Liquid's all in on stopping this Roshan, and they don't stop here. They're going to be able to find Crit. That is him dead. Dieback as well, 80 seconds, and Evil Geniuses do not feel comfortable finishing out that Roshan, but they are going to take the fight. The Shapeshift goes out from Arteezy, starts leading all of his army towards DH, who's going to be forced to burrow strike away. A Miss Centaur stun from S4. GH is completely burned out of mana, going to be burned out of health as well as the Necronomicons chase him down. Miracle does manage to turn to the OD and imprisons up the Doom to be able to waveform away, making sure that the Doom cannot Centaur stomp him. Looks like in the very back line, Kuro was run down by Arteezy's army, while Arteezy himself chases Miracle away. Miracle runs into the dire jungle. And surely now, Evil Geniuses, they did secure Roshan for themselves, have a 12,000 net worth lead. Liquid, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to fight Evil Geniuses anymore. This may just turn into a bit of a split-pushing game for them now.
I think that going for the 5-on-5, I felt like the Roshan idea was the best idea. It was like, well, if we give up Roshan, this game gets hard anyways, and we probably lose. And I love when teams do that. You play for the win, and you don't just say, I'll sit on my high ground and hope they make mistakes. At this level, I feel like that you don't really get away with that. Yeah. So you have to make these decisive maneuvers to try to get the game and control it in your own hands. That's why they went for the GH buyback. That's why they continuously ran at that Roche pit, because they thought if we can make the fights chaotic enough, maybe everyone just like kind of loses sight of what's going on. But they weren't really able to accomplish that. And now, I mean, it is kind of like a, at least for the mid-game, you're saying, like, we're all in on the mid-game for doing this. And now the next phase of the game has to start, where you have to retool your plan. And Miracle? Oh, my lord.
That is the OD versus Morphling. And now you're going to see a Liquid. I mean, they made a high-risk maneuver, right?
Yeah.
There was a high reward to it, though, right? If they do successfully win a team fight and take a Roshan, like they've
reset everything. Yeah.
They're probably winning the game. It was going to be a hard fight to take. It was like a 60-40 fight. It was not going to be easy for them.
No, I think it was a great gamble. I just think that it's one of those things that won't always pay off. I mean, Sumail this time around, he's got a Mystic Staff. He's got the +2 Sanity's Eclipse multiplier. Now you can just straight up burst him like that.
Yeah, and he's going to blink and immediately go for the Scythe of Eyesight's going to be removed by the Aphotic Shield, so Mind Control's going to be okay. Sumail just resets, though. 4 staffs down, while Arteezy has already taken the Tier 3. The melee Rax is soon to fall, unless they can somehow make a jump here from Liquid. Burst Strike to be able to get away, but not to defend the barracks. Liquid, they know it is very difficult to take any engagement against EG. They need some sort of slip up first. They're going to be able to get the 200 gold off the Necro 3, but it's going to be EG turning on the Bear. Matumba Man's Bear is going to be saved by the Euphonic Shield, but as Sumail just keeps on laying more and more damage into it, Evil Genius is heavily committing to try and kill that Bear. They do not get it, though.
The Bear flees. I love all the neutral characters in Dota. Like the Bear wasn't, he's just trying to be a friend.
It's just a panda bear.
I root for all Helm of Dom creeps.
This is definitely a messy game in that regard. We got Lycan, who's got Helm of Dom, Wolves. We've got our lovely Bear.
There's just a lot of stuff on the ground at any given time.
Yeah. It's a lot of little small back and forth. The Batten keeps on removing all these various disables, but it's never allowing Liquid to get offensive. They're never able to actually turn and fight that OD.
Who's got a full Shivas now?
Who's got a full Shivas?
He actually has built the second one of his team. Because S4 very casually has one himself. I mean, it just goes to show how farmed everybody on EG is at this point. Everyone can afford whatever items they want. Stack your Shivas. You don't care.
Do you think the armor is important in this game?
For OD? Yeah, I think the armor is important. Plus, it's just a good OD item, too.
Yeah.
He benefits from the int. The
he
active is not bad.
The slow as well. Yeah. 17,000 net worth lead. Evil Geniuses have erased the last remaining outer tower of Team Liquid. They've already taken the bottom melee barracks, and now they push the top lane, the Tier 3. It's fallen pretty fast due to the double siege wagon and all the damage coming out from RTC.
Man.
But the epicenter going into the back line. GH is immediately going to try and pop the Oracle, but it's not going to be good enough. And
Miracle's gone already.
No! What happened to Miracle? What happened to the team? Sumail just blew them all up. There's going to be the Centaur stun from S4 as the Abaddon borrowed time is just borrowed time indeed. And Kuro will call it here. They know they can't stop Evil Geniuses. EG come back. They were 0-1 against Team Liquid, but they managed to come back in the series and end it 2-1.
Ooh, very well done by them. Just good rotations. They reacted, I think, well to the whole all-in mid. I'm pretty sure when Liquid thought of that in practice, and when they tried it, they probably took the tower, and that was the point of it.
Yeah.
But it just hampered things so much from them. The laning phase, Kuro just wasn't able to do anything. That was it was a really cool concept, but now you have an Abaddon, one of those heroes that he is his Q.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly take it away from him. You saw in the laning phase, he had to sit in the lane. He couldn't pull or anything like that. He just watched Miracle farm. And he's like, I guess I'll soak your level 2. But by that time, the Doom had a big enough advantage because he's Doom that he doesn't care. The Lina hits a free level 2 too. They're just beating on Miracle. But very well done by EG. Nice valiant effort from Liquid to try to recover too. I really like their just all in for the Roche fight idea.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the only way that they had back into the game.
Again, they were at a disadvantage, but there was no plans that was going to give them an advantage. You either give away an Aegis, in which case you're stuck in a hole and you're playing a very passive game, or you try and fight and turn the game around. You play to win. You play to make the risky turnaround.
Yeah, I felt like all 3 games, whatever team lost, at least gave it a very admirable effort.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I hope their fans still support them here. It sucks losing like this, but it wasn't like they just kind of rolled over and gave up. Liquid
and they're not out of the tournament yet either.
They are not.
So we will see more of Team Liquid as they are going to be heading down to the lower bracket. And Evil Geniuses, the great NA hope, will continue forward into the upper bracket semifinals. And with that, we're going to go to the panel, see what they think about EG versus Liquid.
Welcome back to MDL Disneyland Paris at the end of our best of three. It went all three games. They got a great show for us. But Team Liquid was bested by Evil Geniuses. I'm back on the panel with my boys, Tsunami and Gods. Gentlemen, what a series indeed.
Yeah, I think everyone at least wanted a Game 3. I'm sure Liquid fans were hoping for a more admirable effort put up in Game 3. But
You got this fun level 1 cheese at least.
yeah, that's true.
I think that was fun and enjoyable, but didn't pan out.
Yeah, tell me about that moment. For those of you who might have missed it or not caught on, what exactly happened in there? Describe it to me.
It's kind of similar to the level 1 Roche strats that we used to see, where if you have one very, very tanky unit, then you can just use that as a big meat shield and try to take an objective. Normally it was Roche whenever you have like an Ursa or something like that. But in this case, why not try to take a tower, you know?
Sure.
Your bear spawns in base, you've like quite a bit of time, the cooldown will come back, you can respawn it later, and you want to put some pressure before the team even knows that they're under pressure. So they tried to siege the tower before the game even started, well, at least once the first creep wave arrived, and it was cute, but not quite enough.
It's not just that it kind of failed to get the tower, it actually backfired because not getting the tower meant they just lost all this health. They used at least one salve, I think maybe a couple salves. They don't have level 1 Miscall and Abaddon, as Blitz mentioned. That just cripples your laning stage. Abaddon's not a hero. You basically have 0 skills when you've leveled passive. And the whole idea is that they're meant to get this tower, which gives everyone gold. Suddenly, your mid, your carry have like an extra Wraith Band on the Talisman, and they can crush their lane, maybe extra regen. But without the tower, it was like... it kind of ended up, just being a bit throwy in that sense. Because EG, they responded well. They had a hero running there. They TP'd someone in.
I mean, surely that wasn't the only thing that caused that game to go that way, right? I mean, it was a cute move, and we really enjoyed it. We're going to probably see that a lot, unfortunately, now. But some other mistakes kind of made that way for Team Liquid. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's like Bliss was saying, the Morphling was just under way too much pressure. While we were initially thinking that they were going to go for like a hyper carry on Arteezy, they ended up going much faster, and they showed it. They were taking structures very, very early on Evil Geniuses, and the Morphling was in no position to defend anything. Yeah,
and it gave them a carry that can take Roche very early as well. EG had, for the most part, pretty good control around that Roche pit, which made their life, once they got the snowball rolling, taking out those towers, they had full map control, easy Roche, easy objectives, and they just kind of snowballed out of control.
Yep. So Team Liquid now down in the lower bracket. Very unfortunate for them, but it was kind of tough. Are you guys getting a little bit more confident on Evil Geniuses? You think that they are one of the stronger teams now in the tournament?
This gave me confidence in their drafts.
Okay.
Yes, this was a very draft-dependent series in that sense.
All right, well, let's go hear it from the man himself. We'll throw on over to an interview with Helen and somebody from Evil Geniuses.
然后现在在我身边是来自 EG 的 Arteezy. Congratulations on the win. How are you feeling about your current placement in the tournament?
I didn't think about it. Yeah, pretty good, I guess. Top 6, right? Yeah, pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
问了一下他对于现在他队伍的成绩有什么就是感想，他说感觉不错，毕竟前6了。So Drow is really, really popular in this tournament, and most Drows we see in team fights, they kind of stay back and take damage, do damage from there. But for game 1, you actually took the initiation and went up to the sniper and attacked him. What's your take on Drow?
I feel a lot of teams look at Drow differently, although many teams think it's like overpowered. The way that each team, they view it in a different way. The way I view Drow is not the same, I'd say, as like OG or Liquid or whoever else really plays Drow, VP. She seems like way more stable compared to before. I felt like before she had this locked role. She wasn't like really like a true carry. But I feel you can play her a lot of ways now. So that's part of the reason why I think